1. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay.
Hello everybody, Before we get started, as always, I want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here. This is Dreamer by Declan DP. You can find their information on the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you to Declan and everybody like them who makes either free-to-use or low-cost assets for us streamers so we can have better streams. Thank you very much. Hacha! Hello everybody, I am Deuscain, your variety type streamer for the day, and today we're going to do a little bit of just chatting before jumping back into Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, a not technically a visual novel style game, but it kind of is, and yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm enjoying it a lot. We might actually hit the ending of the game, because I think when I looked it up, it's like a full playthrough might be about 7 hours or so, with 100% playthrough being more like 12, because I assume you just like skip all the text and stuff. But yes, good morning, Perry. How are you doing today? But before we jump into Cosmic Wheel, we're going to do a little bit of just chatting here beforehand, because I like to do that. Also, I have some tea that I'm going to go debag so that I can pour its hot caffeinated goodness down my throat gullet. Acha. But I hope you're doing well, chat. It's the weekend. Glorious weekend. I have had a bit of a stressful week. I'm glad I took Tuesday off. I had things I was planning to do that night. I don't think I really did them. Well, I did some. I worked on like videos and stuff, which should have some new clips and shorts going out in the next few weeks. Because I can't really post my Zelda VODs to YouTube because Nintendo will have an opinion about that. So instead, I'm going to be doing more shorts and clips, and I made a bunch of them, and I'm going to be using them and stuff, and yeah. So, going to hopefully build up a bit of backlog for videos. So, also, I probably should mention my YouTube channel here. Morning, Ravi. But yeah, if you want to catch my clips, my highlights, my VODs, or anything, I got them over there on YouTube. I am finally starting to get the VODs for Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood up on YouTube as well. So if anybody wants to watch those, I believe the first one went up Friday night of this week. And I think they're scheduled to go up every Friday. Kind of trying to find a good time to put them, and I figured the day before I play the game is not bad. So, but yeah, I'm not sure if you were here when I said it, Ravi. We might actually be finishing up Cosmic Wheel today. It's potentially within range. Like, we're close enough we might be able to hit it. So, I'm going to be trying to gun for that a little bit. And then, yes, the schedule change that I should mention. We were playing Zelda on Sundays. And then very recently, a new game went to early access. Perhaps you've heard of it. Hades 2. We might be moving Zelda to like another day. I'm going to play the shit out of Hades 2. I have not touched it. You joke, Ravi. You joke? I love Supergiant Studios. I've loved a lot of their games. They don't have a perfect rating for me because I have played a few that like I've been like, I'm not really digging. Pyre, Transistor was good until, you know, I got to the end and I didn't like that. But Hades was an addiction. And Bastion I played on stream and I really liked it a lot too. So it was a good time. And I have high hopes for Hades 2. And I have somehow managed to get to today, both without playing it at all and without really getting any spoilers. Like, I know a little bit mechanically. From what you saw, Hades 2 looks better than the first. Yeah, like, I was watching a bit of a podcast where they were talking about it. The first game had 6 weapons. Hades 2 has hit early access with 4 weapons, which from my understanding also have 3 aspects each. So the base and 2 additional ones. So they're probably missing the mythic ones. I know there's a spot like when you're going into like the levels, there's an option to go down and there's an option to go up. And going up is something. The guy who was playing it did not know what that is. But apparently the devs for Hades 2 were waiting to early access it until it had more content than Hades 1. And the podcast I was watching was just like, yeah, we assume this means like more podcasts than Hades 1 did when it hit early access. And apparently, as they've looked at it, it means more content than Hades 1 at release. Hades 2 apparently is more than Hades 1 release at this stage of early access, which is bonkers. So yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a brain rot for me for the next few weeks / months. I'm definitely going to like play the crap out of it until I get to a point where I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm tired. I'm gonna come back when they do more content for it, but you can get to the end boss. Even though early access can be a scum move by a lot of companies, that's how it should be an actual good finished released. Yeah, like Supergiant has done solid for a lot of their content. Like even when they release games that I don't particularly like or enjoy the mechanics in them, they've always done solid by their community. Like I've like they're a company that when I was looking for work at one point, I was checking their website to be like, do they have anything that I would potentially be eligible for? Because they sound like great people. And unfortunately they did not. I do not work for Supergiant Games. I would disclose it if I did. But I would probably never stop telling people if I did. But yeah, now early access is one of those things that just like some games stay in early access forever, and others use that in useful, helpful ways. So I think like it is a good way to get cash flow into the dev cycle, but then you actually have to finish the dev cycle. And much like a few Kickstarter games that I've backed, some people don't know what the fuck they're doing and never put out anything of quality by the end of it all, even though they got all the money in the world. Other people use that money effectively and do a good job. So, yeah. Supergiant has a good track record with Hades 1. It was in early access for a little while. It left early access as a fully completed game that did very well. And they seem to have done a good work on Hades 2, from everything I'm hearing. Interestingly enough, I'm reading a bunch of stuff about Helldivers 2 now, that even though Sony has backed off a little bit, that I don't have great hopes for that game going forward. I was watching a video earlier this morning talking about like the devs nerfing a bunch of really popular guns when they become too prolific. Like one of them was like, we thought this weapon had slightly better, use in this scenario, so we nerfed the shit out of it. It's just like, ooh, that's a bit heavy. And like one of the ones that I found out they nerfed recently was the railgun, which was a weapon I was looking forward to using and playing with, because I'm not high enough level to use it yet. I'm still baby in that game. So yeah, railgun is huge butt now. Exactly. So why would I invest time into a game where the devs keep coming along? Apparently they've done this repeatedly, and they're like, oh, you're having too much fun with this gun. Gun's gone now. Gun's trash. Gun's absolutely dog shit. So like, why would I play that? So they scared off a bunch of people with the Sony stuff. They're honestly scaring me off because it seems like the devs have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Like, And it sucks to spend time and resources, which time is a resource, especially as an adult, like picking up a weapon that the devs are just going to go, oh, this weapon's too good. Too many people are having fun. You know, let's nerf it into the ground. Ever in danger, overclock mode. I see railgun has fallen so far. I'd rather just keep my arc thrower. Yep. Well, I heard they nerfed the arc thrower too. But like, one gun I like using is the autocannon. Am I in a danger place where the autocannon's going to get nerfed? Am I in a place where the gun I really like using is just going to turn into crap because too many people are having fun with it and the dev doesn't know how to deal with that? Like, the devs for Helldivers have a pretty consistent record from my perspective of not knowing what the fuck to do with their game. Because it launched and it had problems. They released guns that would crash the game and didn't like immediately patch it. Like, I bought the game a month and a half after release and I had game-breaking bugs. My negative review is still up for Helldivers 2 because it's still relevant that the game, like, the devs keep fucking with the game and fucking it up. Like, they release patches and it breaks the game. I heard a recent patch actually did that again. So, like, their patches come out and they break the game, or they nerf weapons into the floor, or they come out with, like, oh, Sony's gonna make everybody get a Sony account. Like, don't do that. So much of this is don't do that or do better. What makes Helldivers 2 a good game feels like the community you're playing with. Not the community online, though that might not be terrible. I've certainly had a lot of luck with most people. I've had a couple of really bad eggs. Like people that shot me at the end of the game, or at the end of a mission as I'm getting into the ship. Level of douchebags. But other times, most of the time, people are fine. They're chill, they're cool, they're just there to have a good time. But having a game that you can play and enjoy with your friends cannot be understated as a good thing in the world. And Helldivers is one of those, but if the devs keep messing with it and keep messing it up, it won't be a game that's fun to play with your friends. And they will lose people for that. Like, we already have, like... I remember when I started, like, I played the game for, like, a day or two, refunded it, a week later I bought it again, and... Oh, I just realized I've got an error on the page. Let me fix that. A week later I bought it again, and I came back into the game to a whole bunch of rewards that were back because people had done missions. People had done those big objectives. And like, we've missed the last few great objectives because people don't want to do them. Or the devs make it these like weird missions that aren't fun. So, like, there's a ton of resources we just miss out on because people are just kind of tired of Helldivers and tired of Helldivers bullshit. And that's going to show. And the game is great at the scale it had in the first 2 months. And I think we're getting past that wave. So... good tea. So yeah, I am concerned that Helldivers is going to kind of just become irrelevant. There's still going to be that community that just loves it, like there is with any game. But I think Helldivers might be hitting the POW world bump soon, where like outside of the niche people that just love it, people are just going to kind of turn it on once in a while to play with friends for a night and then turn it off again. And it's gonna lose what it had that really made it a huge success, which unfortunately it was popular and people like to play it, and now it's not popular and people don't like to play it. It is what it is. But I don't want to be too much of a downer. But I am super hyped for Hades 2 tomorrow. I can't wait. I accidentally turned it on and I turned it off right away. I know nothing. I've played nothing. I know what the main character looks like. That's it. I don't even know the big story. Well, actually, I know we're killing Kronos, which is the father of Zeus and the other gods. So, seems neat. Anyway, let's get the game booted up and jump back into Cosmic Wheel, cause yeah, we'll see if we can actually finish it off today. So I'd like that. I'd like to see the ending for this.
Yes.
Oh my god, why does me drinking tea look like a fucking O face? Jesus. That is not my sneezing emote, Twitch. That is just me drinking tea. Granted, it's very good tea. That might be why I look like that. What is going on? Cosmic Wheel is starting up, but it's not doing anything. There we go. There we go. Now back into OBS. There we are. And there's our girl. Chapter 5, An Inquiry into Values. I have 10 cards of 5 hours and 28 minutes. Oh, right. We're going to invite our friends over to talk about how we are going to be running against them in the election. I got a bunch of water energy I can use to make more cards. Try the Shipwreck Library. I do want to do the mech at some point. The Gold Blower. You know what? Yeah, let's do Sunset Docks with the mech. I have no fire energy. Let's go with the Obsidian Sledgehammer, I guess. Like this? Was I supposed to do this? Reverse that over here. Reverse that over there. Bring that to the front. No, that's not what I need. Need like this for the leg joint, don't I? Go to the back and bring you forward one layer. Duplicate and invert. And all of this to the back. Take the hammer and we're going to pivot it. And that's not terrible. All right. Resupply. Courage, Alliance, Mercy, Wellness, Guardian, Ego. I like that. That's a good one. It's a very good card for me right now. All right. All right. Both our friends who might not be our friends forever. Thanks for coming. It's been centuries since the three of us got together. I don't know why we didn't do this, like, right away. What's up, witches? And you bet magic life can get so chaotic sometimes that we just forget to enjoy it. Yeah, it makes me happy to see the two of you together. Tell me about some adventure I missed. I took Jasmine hunting once. What? Really? Oh my, she did, and never again, I tell you. Jasmine really would make a fine demon hunter. That sand dweller didn't stand a chance. Jasmine planted some magical seeds into the dunes, and in a matter of minutes, boom. A big fucking vine emerged out of the white sand, strangling the demon. It was horrible. I only had to slice that fucker's throat. The stench of blood. Ugh, I don't know how you do it, Dahlia. And then she spent the whole evening building a grave for the worm. It was beautiful, though, wasn't it? I would have loved to have been there. I miss you so much. Me too. My first order of business will be to ban the fucking exiles so we can all go on adventures again. Are you nervous about the elections? You can't imagine. I'm cool, more excited than anything. On the one hand, I'm not worried because whoever wins in the end, the coven will be well looked after. On the other hand, I want what's best for the coven, and I truly believe my program is the safest bet. Just to be clear, I do think you'd make for a lovely leader. But playing it safe is the death of progress, Jasmine. But aren't we all well already? We just need to ire out Adina's more abusive policies and put some love in the community. That's because the status quo benefits you. Think about all the novices and all the witches who don't fit into that orderly vision, myself included. My plan is not to start a revolution, but to level the playing field. It's not fair that power is held by the eldest. Novices need to be guided, though. Think about when we had just ascended. We weren't in any shape to be making important decisions. I don't know about that. Age has its own setbacks. What do you think, Fortuna? Well, about that, I guess it's time I make my stance clear. I'm running for leader myself. What? Oh my, but aren't you exiled? Patrice is going to help me run the campaign. In fact, it was her who practically forced me into this venture. Okay, and what's your deal? I'm not really sure yet. We have yet to define our program. My sister is dead set on having my divination at the helm of the new government. That'd be quite an asset, all right. Have you really thought this through? I doubt a criminal has much of a chance at leadership. Whoa, that's a bit strong. I'm not a criminal, Jasmine. Part of the plan of becoming the next leader is to eradicate unfair punishments. So you actually wanted to meet us to declare war, huh? Not war, I just thought it'd be proper to let you know firsthand. I really think that no matter who wins, the future is bright. Yeah, that's what I like to think. But the stress of competing against you two is a bit overwhelming. Why don't we use this opportunity to promise that no matter what, we'll still be friends after the race is over? No promises needed. I never had a doubt about it. Likewise, we'll always be friends. Oh, no. Thank you. I don't know what I would do if I lost you. You won't. I love you. I swear to God if I see an energy crystal show up now. I love you too. I love you 3. Fuck off. Okay, the next few weeks are about to get pretty busy. I'd better leave and start preparing my knives. Figuratively speaking, I understand. No, literally, I'm a daggersmith. That's what I do. No need to stab anyone, though. I hope. Aha. Okay, you two take care. Okay. See you soon. Take care, both of you. Bye. Thanks for coming. Oh, he was watching that whole thing. Is this Dahlia? Oh, not Dahlia. Patrice. Everything's set to go. Get your shit in order because it's about to get real. Let me know when you're ready and we'll review the program and campaign route. Our campaign plan. How are you? Ready. Focused. Good. Hold on to that fuel. Did you meet with Dahlia and Jasmine? Yes, I did. How'd they take it? See, I think Dahlia was fine with it. I don't think Jasmine was. They didn't show up, but I know they weren't happy. It's only natural. They both wanted you on their side because they know how fundamental your talents are for this campaign. I'm sure they're terrified now that they know you're running against them. I don't know. They're way more prepared than me. They're both bothered about the nuisance. Or they're just bothered about the nuisance. You can't really be that naive. If we play our cards right, we're going to sweep the polls. Maybe. Okay, allow me to give you a rundown of what's ahead. We have to define a program and a plan. First, we analyze our opponents and interview you to see where we stand on the main issues. Then we'll sketch and review a program. Once we get to something solid, we'll form a team and schedule some campaign actions to get the ball rolling. The date for election Congress hasn't been decided yet, but we're against the clock as of now. All clear? Yes. Good. First of all, did someone tell you about the 5 pillars of the coven? You know, judgment, law enforcement, forbidden arts, mortal affairs, and witch duties? Do you mean me to explain them to you? I heard them. Explain them again, please. It's been a week. Thorough. That's good. Here's the deal. There are 5 key directives that keep our coven's cogs churning. It said judgment, law enforcement, forbidden arts, mortal affairs, and witch duties. Make good note of them. Judgment is about how we deal with conflicts within the coven and how we determine who's at fault and such. It's also the executive branch, where the coven is going and how we deal with major events. Until now, we've had runic judgment, which has basically consisted of Adina consulting with the gods and blindly swallowing whatever she's fed us. Then we have law enforcement. That's how the coven punishes anybody who did something wrong or forbidden, as determined by judgment. Right now, as you're well aware, we send infractors into exile for a variable amount of time, depending on the severity of their actions. Can our slogan be, fuck you, exile? Very punk, it might work. Next is forbidden arts. That's how we deal with perilous magic and knowledge, such as summoning behemoths, necromancy, etc. The current directive is that when the coven determines something to put our community at risk, we ban it. Then there's mortal affairs. That's how we deal with humans and, as traditionally put, other lesser beings. Lesser beings as in animals or any life form that doesn't have access to magic, actually. Fuck that term, by the way. Adina determined that mortals should be exploited and manipulated at the Coven's convenience. Did you know Adina wanted to cause World War III on Earth? What? Why? To harvest energy from mortals. Fucking bastard. We still have a celebration pending to send her off to hell. You bet. Last but not least, there are witch duties. That defines what obligations members have to the Coven. Right now, we have those obnoxious quarterly controls Adina imposed on us to check on our progress. You skipped them thanks to Exile, but damned if they haven't been a pain in the ass. Also, should a witch fail to deliver, they'll eventually lose their membership. Imagine the strain that puts on many of our sisters. I would have gladly done my homework in exchange for freedom, though. I know, but still. Luckily, the controls are suspended until after the election, and many of us are hoping they will be cancelled forever. Nice. That's all 5 of them, right? Yes. But for these elections, there's an additional critical point to the race. What to do with Adina's corpse. Oh, right. The Coven is divided between devouring her and making the 100 members we have now more powerful, or scattering her remains throughout the cosmos so more witches can ascend, making the Coven more diverse. What's your stance on that? I don't have a strong opinion of it. I'm fine with either becoming more powerful or welcoming more witches. But make no mistake, it's one of the hottest topics in the election, and so whatever you choose, be ready for a storm. Understood. Internalize these issues, take your time, and let me know when you're ready to continue. Done? Done. Good, let's start detecting our rivals then. Who do you want to start with? Jasmine. Understood. Jasmine was born in a small English town during the Industrial Revolution circa 1800. That put her in a cultural sweet spot for amassing sympathies of the Coven. She's a young witch in the eyes of the eldest, medieval and ancient witches, but not so alien as us contemporary witches in our world wars, TVs, internet, and other global lunacies. Jasmine gets along with us, but is also part of the last decent generation, according to most conservative witches. Her politics are a liberal version of Adina's, removing the most tyrannical mechanisms by reducing punishment and responsibilities. That will maintain the status quo, but give more room for individualism and personal expertise, free from so many duties and fear of failure. Our program to achieve this is: Judgment will be performed by a quorum of the 4 eldest witches in agreement with the leader. That is the sweetest candy of her program for the old lot. Enforcement will work with the system of strikes. She hasn't specified how many yet, but should a witch accumulate enough warnings, she will be expelled from the Coven. Whether it's radical than exile, and the worst case scenario is the freedom to start anew elsewhere. Regarding the forbidden arts, she won't change a thing. Anything deemed dangerous by the eldest witches will be banned. Then for mortal affairs, Jasmine proposes a model of protection and guidance. What is good for humanity? Should we protect them? What should we protect them from? I guess that'll be determined by the quorum of the eldest. Lastly, as for witch duties, she proposes a policy of no vigilance. Jasmine argues we trust every sister will have the Coven's interests in mind, and that there will be no need to evaluate or impose any duties on any member. Of course, regarding the trending topic, Jasmine wants the Coven to devour Adina's corpse, so we all become more powerful. Take a minute to interiorize Jasmine's program. Sure. Done. So she's basically... So, I like her thing with mortal affairs. That's not terrible. I like her thing with witch duties. I don't want forbidden arts banned because I'm violating them. Law enforcement isn't terrible. And this isn't bad either. It's really the forbidden arts one that's my biggest beef with her. Much the same with Dahlia's. I really had an issue with her mortal affairs one. And this makes sense. Done. Perfect. So tell me now, what do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? These lax policies will incentivize foul play. They'll benefit the powerful and forsake novices. Well, it will benefit the powerful because they determine a lot of things. Individualism will fracture the community. And traditional and coven culture will vanish in this setup. I don't want to go tradition. I think individualism will really be the problem, because it would be Jasmine and the four eldest that people just kind of curry favor with. So essentially, there's four leaders of the coven. Just some of them pop in and out. That's really the biggest issue. If you want anything done, you need to know somebody. Individualism will fracture the community. Absolutely, and a fractured sisterhood is a weak sisterhood, or no sisterhood at all, we could say. That should weaken Jasmine's support and snatch many voters from her side if we propose a sensible alternative. Good, now to assess the candidate herself. Let's use your privileged info on Jasmine. What would you say is Jasmine's strongest point? She's intelligent and manipulative. I wouldn't call her manipulative. At least she doesn't come across that way to me, but that could mean that she's very good at what she does. Yeah. She's kind of a pillar of the community. She helps and provides for many people with her garden and has many contracts and friends. That sure puts her ahead in the race from the very start. It'd be hard to win people's trust in Jasmine over to our side. We'll need to undermine her capabilities as a leader and reinforce her status as a community provider so that she stays that rather than as a ruler. Now her flaws. What do you say is her weakest point? Anxiety, she gets stressed easy. Envy, compassion, she's easy to intimidate. Vanity, she worries too much about appearances. Oh, that's really easy to exploit. Good. It's a flaw that will trigger almost automatically just by competing for leadership. But we can push her buttons so she loses focus and messes up. I feel so bad for doing this. Toughen up, Fortuna. Her advisors will be doing the same about you, no doubt. Plus, these are emergency resources. If we play our cards right, we can hope for a clean victory. Focus on bringing your best game, and I won't have to push any ugly buttons. Talk about pressure. Shall we go over Dahlia now? Yes. Dahlia is not from Earth. On our home planet, politics have evolved and twisted more than anywhere else in the explored universe. She comes from a demonic desert lands where matriarchy-based warlordism and chieftains are the primary form of organization even nowadays. I'm not saying we underestimate her, but we can expect her not to be well prepared to navigate the intricacies of a political campaign. On the other hand, Dahlia's politics seem to be very different from her homeworld's. From what I gathered, her focus seems to be collectivizing the Coven's duties and responsibilities, distributing the power horizontally. Level the playing field is practically her slogan. So she's the socialism candidate. Her program to achieve this is judgment by referendum. Dahlia argues the community in this compact should have to account for every member's input, regardless of the background and preparation. Enforcement, none whatsoever. She believes in amicable resolution. And should dialogue fail, she wants to leave the matter in the hands of the Arbitrator's office. Her point being that we don't need to police ourselves when we have the magical pact. Forbidden arts allow free access to any kind of magic and control through education, not banning. Mortal affairs cut all ties with mortals. Dahlia believes we're too privileged to be messing with people's lives. She thinks we should leave them be and focus on the cosmic and the magical. Which duties? Magical tax. Every member of the coven share a percentage of their magical output to pool resources for the benefit of the coven. I should agree with that. And finally, she believes we should scatter Adina's remains so more witches can ascend and our coven can become more diverse. As you can see, Dahlia is betting on a kind-hearted community that requires goodwill to work. Almost utopic, I say. Yeah, her worst issue is law enforcement. That's her big problem there. What do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? Horizontalism will make us slow and clumsy. That's also a problem. If you're doing everything... Yeah. Primitive societies of our homeworld are bad. Expose her naivete, faith in good intentions is ridiculous. I don't entirely disagree with that, but I like the communism part of it. Her method is slow and cumbersome. Because really my biggest beef with her is she wants to keep us away from mortals, and I know that one witch has a mortal lover and would not like this. And there might be others who have connections with mortals. So banning contact to them I don't like. Point out the failure of communism on Earth. I like that, though. Like, the magical tax is a good idea. I actually would steal that from Dahlia. Level the playing field. It does make us slow and clumsy. Yeah. It'll make us slow and clumsy. Bit of an authoritarian stance, maybe, but if we offer a powerful alternative, it'll work. We need to come up with a power structure smart enough to overcome the illusion of horizontalism. Okay, now, let's capitalize on your intimate knowledge with your rival. What would you say is Dahlia's strongest point? She's got good charisma and confidence. Popular among young witches, her determination, she's battle-ready. She is the most virtuous, most incorruptible of us all. That's an interesting thing. I'm not going to choose that for this playthrough, but I want to see what that means then in the future. She is pure confidence. Yeah, if it's her popularity contest, she'd have the upper hand. Sure, her campaign will kick off with a lot of momentum. We can't hope to defeat her on any revolutionary grounds. We'll have to play on your intelligence and mysticism to get a bite of her cake. Alright, what about her weakness? What is Dahlia's most critical flaw? Impulsive, impatient, gets angry easily. She's very green when it comes to debating politics or philosophy. Very radical, lacks diplomacy. She's the least astute of the lot, easy to trick. Making daggers is the least viable asset offered by a candidate. That's... no. Very green when it comes to debating politics or philosophy. It's a very exploitable flaw. We should aim to have as many exchanges with Dahlia as possible to defeat her dialectically. Send as many challenging questions as we can her way. Force her to make public statements on hairy topics. She'll likely sabotage herself if we overwhelm her with complex dilemmas. Is this really necessary? It's your call, but if we don't exploit your opponent's weaknesses, it'll make it less likely for you to become the next leader. Politics are ugly, I know. But also, let me tell you, you should expect the same from your rivals. Friends or not, I'm sure they won't be pulling any punches. Be ready. I'm already regretting this. But sure, whatever, I'll handle it. Alright, now for the third candidate. What, there's more? Of course, no one told you. No, who is it? No one truly thinks she poses any threat to Jasmine or Dahlia, but she is a candidate nonetheless. We should study her. I believe this dark horse has a chance of surprising us all. Tell me who it is already, come on. Capressa, the Historian Witch. The eldest witch in our coven, she precedes even Adena. Capressa is originally from Earth, but ascended way before humanity started even writing. She has an infallible memory. All events get registered inside her tree rings. The thing is that she already placed a secondary role in the coven, just supporting us with her wisdom. But apparently, Capressa isn't a fan of change and isn't happy with the direction Jasmine or Dahlia want to take the coven. So for the first time, she's running for leader. The program is easy to sum up. She wants to keep things exactly as Adena left them. Runic judgment, exile, banning, exploit, quarterly controls. Moreover, she advocates for preserving Adena's corpse as a sort of oracle, to keep using her as a channel to consult with the gods and to set direction for the coven. Wow, fuck Capressa. Fuck her program in any case. I know Capressa personally, and she's very kind and helpful. But yes, no one wants the ghost of Adena to keep ruling over us. She's very few supporters, all among the eldest, but I wouldn't underestimate her. Capressa has this special mystical aura around her. Combined with her vast knowledge, she's sure to impress many voters during the campaign. Depending on how gruesome the race gets, we could scare some of the most conservative witches into switching sides from Jasmine to Capressa. I see. As long as we don't underestimate Capressa and keep her in check, we should all be fine, though. Understood. Alrighty, you ready to start defining our program? Do you want to take a break? No, let's go. Let's do this. Actually, let's take an ad break, because it's about time anyways. So I'm going to tap the button. We're going to BRB. I'm going to go get a snack. Hacha! Alright, I am back. Alright, are you ready to start defining our program? Do you want to take a break? Nah, let's get this over with already. Alright. We'll go over every point, assess our options, make some choices, and when we have a first draft, we can review any aspect to iron out. It's okay to borrow some ideas you might fancy from your rivals, but try to make a program that's unique enough to be your own. Okay. First point, judgment. Right now, this is where our rivals stand. Jasmine wants to form a quorum of the eldest. Dahlia wants to introduce judgment by referendum. Capressa wants to keep Adana's runic judgment. What type of judgment do you prefer? Try to come up with a new option. Maybe there's another option to manage the coven. Something fair but effective. What do you have in mind? To have leadership that decides on everything without the community's input is problematic. But leaving all executive control in the hands of everyone will produce erratic results. I'm thinking of establishing some sort of ministries to compartmentalize power. Appoint experts in every matter to deal with law, exploration, magic development, resource management, culture. Anything really. Set up as many ministries as necessary. All ministers will work with a leader, but they would have the last word to their respective competencies, since they would be the ideal person to make informed decisions about each issue. And how will these ministers be appointed? Do these positions rotate? What happens if someone more competent shows up? Is the minister replaced? And it's really interesting on paper, but it'll be quite effective to have dedicated witches in every important matter. This will probably be many power struggles within the coven, fighting for these positions and trying to earn the favor of certain ministers. I see. Of the other options don't have downsides, I'm just pointing out what could prove wrong with this idea. I think it's still worth giving a shot if you like it. If you're at the helm, I'm sure you'll run a tight ship and put together an excellent team. I'll help you. Yes, avoiding corruption in this scenario relies on having a capable leader. You are a capable leader. I think you're ready to deal with any kind of judgment system you decide to go with. So, having said that, what type of judging do you prefer? Let's go with the ministry system. I actually like that. Gotcha. Now law enforcement. These are the stances of our competitors. Jazz wants to set up a setting of warnings leading to expulsion. Dahlia advocates for amicable agreements supported by the arbitrage office. Capressa wants to keep exile as a punishment. What's our new option? I have trouble feelings towards punishment as a method of enforcing the law. It keeps the law in order through fear. We can't expect everybody to behave. Isn't there a way to make punishments constructive? Constructive how? Send bad witches to detention to do some sort of magical studies? Not that, but hey, that might be an idea. What about community service? Elaborate. Instead of expelling members, or gods forbid, sending them in exile, we could set up a system of assigning hours of community service depending on the severity of the infraction. Tending other witches' gardens, harvesting magic for the coven, helping explorers, whatever is needed, really. We could pull that off, yeah. I don't know if it'll look childish or weak in the eyes of some witches, but it'll benefit the community in the long run, definitely. Alright. What type of law enforcement do you prefer? Yeah, community service. I like that one. You fuck up, you piss people off, fine. You pulled us all down, you're helping us lift us all back up. Understood. Next is forbidden arts. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine and Capressa want to continue banning whatever they deem dangerous. Dahlia wants to give free access to any kind of magic, but to enforce education so we all know what we're dealing with. How do you want to go about dealing with the forbidden arts? What's our third option? Let's be some middle ground between banning and free access. Some summoning spells can save lives, they could even protect us from major evils. There's much to achieve with careful application of some forbidden arts, so what about extending permits? Oh, that's not bad. Like I said, which can apply to have access to certain spells or rituals, and if the coven deems the applicant's purpose and aptitude appropriately, allow them to make use of them. That's an interesting compromise. You know more about forbidden arts than I do, so go with whatever you think is better. How do you want to go about? Yes, permit system. Wonderful. Now on to mortal affairs. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine says we should guide them, take care of them. Dahlia proposes cutting all ties. She believes we shouldn't abuse our privilege over them and just let them be. Capressa wants to continue exploiting them for our benefit. What's your stance? What's our new option? What else should we do with about our relationship with mortals? I don't know. If you want to propose an alternative for our program, it should really be something drastically different. Just some interaction on our rivals' ideas would feel uninspired or derivative. But this, we reveal our existence of witches to mortals. Whoa, coming out strong. What's your angle? Whatever decision we make regarding mortals should be morally gray, since they don't know about us. What I propose here is a simple concept: truth. It will definitely stir some chaos at the beginning, but in the end, wouldn't it be better if we developed a working relationship and make them aware of our capabilities? Let them ask directly for what they need. That's beautiful, but didn't you pay attention in school? Humanity has a troubled relationship with witch. They burned us for sport. They burned poor innocent women. What can they really do about the real deal, like revealing the existence of lions to a rabbit? They can hide or reject us, but in no way will they be able to hurt us. Now, you're underestimating mortals' drive to destroy things. But sure, we could look at our program. We could make our program look strong. We can spin a good angle from it. Prepare to be attacked on any debates, though. What's your stance on mortal affairs? Ooh. I'm going to ponder guidance. So far, the Coven has been exploiting mortals under Adina's command. Maybe it's time we repay the service mortal societies have inadvertently been offering us. It's a good angle, although taking care of them entails many responsibilities as well as needing time and resources. We'll be giving up some of our Coven's momentum to charity. Not that that's necessarily bad, but it's something to bear in mind if we choose this option. I see. It was really the only other one that I liked, because I didn't like cutting all ties. Hmm. Hmm. This is tricky. So the ministry system is good because it puts experts in certain roles. Community service helps lift up the Coven when anybody makes a mistake. The permit system keeps people from getting too crazy with dark magic. But what do we do about mortals? I don't necessarily like any of these options, because I don't want to cut all ties. I don't want exploitation. Do we spend resources guiding them? Because we're really doing a lot of resources in other areas. Like, the ministry system is going to be very resource heavy and very prone to corruption. Whereas revealing our existence puts us in danger. So I think the biggest thing is, if we reveal our existence to mortals, we absolutely should eat her corpse. Because we should... That would make us stronger in the face of whatever mortals would do as a counter to witches coming out. When it comes to guidance, it doesn't matter as much. Well, honestly, revealing our existence to mortals, like, we could also go with spreading her corpse, because that's literally like, we're going to siege your planet with magic and make more witches. You know, this is how witches happen. People ascend. I think revealing our existence... do you need more witches? We don't need it. Our coven's actually very strong, but Dahlia brings up the valid point that there is strength in diversity that you don't get through just magnitudely increasing the current members' power scaling. That's basically the disagreement between Dahlia and Jasmine. Dahlia is like, if we get more perspectives, it makes us stronger in a way that can't be measured. And Jasmine's like, let's literally just dial up everybody's numbers by eating the corpse. So that's really the big difference. The more people you have looking at stuff and thinking about it, the stronger you are, is Dahlia's perspective, which isn't bad. I actually kind of like Dahlia's perspective. Won't that dilute the ideals of the Coven? Potentially. Like, that is a pressure point. But, you know, Dahlia is a witch with dagger arts. Jasmine is a witch with, like, herbology. Um, you know, another witch wove thread from people's, like, energy. We had the Peppermancer, whatever her power was. The more witches we have, the more diverse the power set is total and overall. Because not every witch is going to have the same power set. So it's not just diversity of opinion and ideals, it's also diversity of powers. Because like the other person running in the race is that history witch, which she's been around before recorded language was a thing. And she just remembers it all. So there might be something like qualitatively valuable in having more witches. But yeah, revealing our existence to mortals has the problem where I almost feel like we have to eat Adina's corpse to just make us strong. And also, I think that'll get a lot of pushback from older members of the coven. I'm a little bit gun shy on that. I don't think I'm brave enough to go revealing our existence. So let's go with guiding mortals. Roger that. Let's talk about witch duties. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine advocates for freedom and trust, for believing every witch will always have the coven's best interest in mind. Dahlia wants to institute some sort of magic tax and have every witch share some of their magical output for common projects. Compressor wants to keep Adina's quarterly controls. What's the new option? Must be another way to make our coven stronger without abusing our members and without degrading the spirit of being a community. In all the years you've spent in this coven, what would you say has helped most to bring your A game? What has helped bring your A game the most? Demand, inspiration, sharing resources? Oh, I know. Mentorship. Ooh. My mentor, Yuiena, have been a cornerstone in my development as a witch. What do you say we institute a mentorship program? That's a great idea. Right now, one of the most pressing issues within the coven is the power gap between novices and elders. It'll help to tighten the relationships between different generations of witches, too. I like it. But this idea will be way better received amongst the novices than the elders. Old witches won't really be getting anything out of this deal, so it'll be a tough sell for the less charitable conservatives. Mentorship is something that requires a lot of time and work, so it'll get in the way of many of the elders' plans. You yourself will be forced to take on some apprentices. Think what that'll mean for your lifestyle. I see. What are we going to do about witch duties? Is better, so if I do that, it's better not to eat the corpse. So you have a lot of newbies. Potentially, if we go with the mentorship program, and that's where kind of like politics kind of like has those compromises. If we go with the mentorship program, the older witches aren't going to like it because it's going to give them more work. And then on top of that, if we go and say, well, we're distributing the corpse to get even more mentors, they're going to like it even less. So that's going to probably push more people from Jasmine to Capressa. At least that's my concern. I do like mentorship as an idea. And that's one of those where, like, maybe we'll agree with mentorship and go with that. And then I'll agree with eating the corpse to strengthen the people who are there now as, like, a trade-off so that we kind of like everybody gets stronger, but then we filter that power out through everybody a little bit more evenly. Because yeah, I think a mentorship program is very good, especially if you have that permit system with Forbidden Arts. Like, you need a strong mentorship so people don't just start like turning entire worlds into their necromancy playgrounds. That's really good. Let's ponder the magic tax, though. It'd be interesting to adopt Dahlia's idea of a magic tax. It doesn't require any specific actions to serve the coven, and it's pretty fair since we're asking for a percentage of every witch's magical output, whatever form that takes. No one should be worried about failing controls. You can go about your existence however you want, provided you contribute to the coven's magical reserve. It'll also open doors for us to attempt some ambitious projects, since that much energy from so many witches will be a tremendous asset to work with. It'll drag down personal development, though. Our sisters are used to having their full magical reserves to invest in their personal enterprises. So in the end, it's a matter of putting collectivism over individualism. Having said that, what are we going to do about witch duties? Yeah, the magic tax isn't bad either. Dahlia has a really good idea there. Let's go with mentorship. Understood. And finally, we have the issue of what to do with the Dina's corpse. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine wants the coven to devour her corpse. That way we all absorb her magic and become considerably more powerful. Dolly wants to scatter her remains to give them back to the cosmos. That way more witches will be able to ascend and will become more numerous and diverse. Capresso wants to conserve her corpse, to consult with her and keep using her as a channel to talk with the gods. What do you want to do with the corpse? What's our new idea? Maybe I can find something interesting. What if... No, that's too much. Spit it out, we're brainstorming here. A wild idea could lead to something interesting. What if only the leader gets to eat Adina all by herself? What if you hoard Adina's all Adina's... What if you hoard Adina's power all to yourself, you're saying? Yes, become some sort of super leader. If it becomes tradition, whoever's in charge will become more and more powerful with each generation, inheriting all the power of their predecessors, working towards a godlike figure who can safeguard the coven from any evil. That is dangerous. Not a lot of people will agree with this plan. But if you manage to pull it off, you become extremely fucking powerful. I don't want to imagine what that would imply for your powers. You will be able to rewrite reality itself if needed. I'll support you if that's what you want. What do you want to do with Adina's corpse? Okay. Devouring is tempting, will instantly become more powerful and prepared to confront these times of change. Yes, she agrees. No witty remarks? Not that I mind welcoming more witches, but becoming more powerful will surely be in handy for my job. Yeah, that's the debate. Overwhelming power. Maybe, Perry. Potentially. I'll support you no matter what you choose. Just bear in mind that advocating for devouring her will earn us sympathies from the conservatives and discomfort from the novices and vice versa. What do you want to do with her corpse? What if we scatter them? I mean, power for the sake of power is a bit pointless, and allowing more women to ascend to become witches seems a more humane thing to do. You're probably right. Opening the gates to potentially double our size will definitely stir some chaos in these times of change. But who cares? There's also power in numbers. Just bear in mind that advocating for scattering Adina's remains will earn us some sympathies from the novices and discomfort from the elders and vice versa. What do you want to do? Okay. So I've got 3 options I like here. And they talked about like how like certain things will make certain groups happy. So the mentorship will piss off the elders but make the young ones happy. So if we want to compromise with the elders, that's where devouring Adina potentially becomes a positive. Make everybody stronger. Everybody gets a little something. And then in exchange, everybody also gives back to the community with the mentorship program. The super leader option is fun, though. Because that really does handle basically any issue. But... yeah, they're saying that's a hard sell. We're giving them more work. We're making them give back to the community. We're opening up access. This is more work. This is more work. I'm gonna go with devouring. We're gonna eat her. Go with devouring Adina. Alright, that's a wrap then. Let's review the program as a whole now. This is unique enough, I believe that we're offering quite an interesting option over the plans of our rivals. Are you happy with it? Yeah, let's go. Great, wonderful, fantastic. Now, take a minute to look at our program. Internalize it, believe it, make it yours. You're going to have to defend all these decisions in front of your rivals and the whole coven. Most importantly, I'm going to need you to sell the concept of it. And for that, we're going to need a slogan. A slogan, finally something fun. Then fun all the way for me. You're really enjoying yourself behind that haughty pose? You bet. What would you like to use as a slogan? Make our coven great again. Absolutely not. Take fate into thy hands. Stronger together. A real sisterhood. A very happy coven. Oh my god. Stronger together makes sense because we're putting the best people in good positions. Punishment is really about making the community stronger. Mentorship is stronger. The permit system helps make us stronger. Stronger together. Very simple, but it does the job. I don't know. It's what any coven should aspire to, isn't it? That's why we're in a coven to begin with. Yes, yes. Simple is good. The slogan is all about marketing. It needs to sell the idea of a better future. Stronger and together are both desirable terms. Good choice. We're almost done. What else? We just need to start campaigning, right? Yes, and for that we need the ultimate, perhaps most classical form of propaganda. A poster. What for? It's not like there are any streets in space to plaster with my face. We'll send posters to everyone we know from the coven inside and outside the coven. Oh. I'd rather have them set up in common spaces like temples or cosmic markets. That's not my style at all. That's why I'm here, to do all the nasty marketing you're too self-conscious to do. I just want this all to be over. Didn't you used to own a food truck? How are you? Well, okay, I guess you didn't do marketing. A few weeks, a couple months at max, and this will all be but a memory. You've done 200 years of exile. I'm sure you can endure this. Okay, I give up. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I was thinking your new cards have a lot of style. What do you say? Want to compose a poster yourself? Do I have a choice? Not really. Really talented. Let's just squeeze your artistic juices. I don't know if I want skulls on this. I like it. That's not bad. What do you think? Pretty cool. You can never have too many stars on a political poster. Should I give it another try? No, it's good. I like it. It's powerful in a very unique way. If anything, it does a great job of capturing your essence. We should send this to a museum once the race is over. Shut up. Great, we're ready to win this race. Honestly, I'm not really cut out for this. Yes, you are. Fate provided you with a mean sister to make sure of it. Just my luck. Now, to the unavoidable question. Why don't you draw a card to make sure we win this thing? Yeah, it's been on my mind this whole time. I believe you should do it. I'm sure the others will be using their own arts to get ahead of the race. It doesn't come without its risks, though. There's always a chance I draw a card that doesn't offer any favorable results to us. Once drawn, there's no going back. We could assure our victory, but we could also doom us and make all of our efforts futile. Right. Well, you know your deck better than anyone. Our chances of winning through sheer effort are pretty decent, I'd say. But if you want to remove the anxiety from the competition by determining the outcome, I'm in. We came here to draw cards and tell the future. Let's do this, chat. Let's heckin' go. Let's draw a card. Yes! I can't get enough of your divination. It's always so thrilling. Let's hope this thrill pays off. This reading is going to be nerve-wracking. More than reading into your sister's death? Yes. Ouch. Reading into your end was more like morbid curiosity, whereas this card is about to seal the outcome of many weeks of effort. You're right, I'm nervous too. Hit it. Please be the wheel. Please be the wheel. The Blacksmith. That's not bad. Because that one also gave me a lot of options. Rivalry, Tragedy, Alliance, Judgment, Test, Support, Success, Rejection, Bad Omen, Happiness. It's everything. You will win, however, to cost me my friendship with Dahlia and Jasmine, and I'll regret it until I die. We'll win, but our coven will stop being the most powerful, but its members will be extraordinarily happy. Jasmine will win. Her mandate will make it so fair that our coven will become almost an institution, getting to mediate over other covens' issues. Oh, not bad. We'll win. Our coven will become so successful that our program will be copied throughout many magical communities. Dahlia will win. Unfortunately, her leadership will weaken the coven, which will ultimately dissolve. Yeah, this is a good card. I get lots of options. I really need more fire energy, but I don't want to cost my friendship with Jasmine and Dahlia. What will happen when people knows she can write the future? Great question. They're probably gonna fucking eat me, Perry. So my options here are deciding whether I want us to be extremely successful at the cost of power. Or no, if I want us to be... What are the options? We can be extraordinarily happy at the cost of being the most powerful. Or extremely successful and like basically a trendsetter for the entire community. I like this one. This is really good. This is like the best possible outcome I could have wished for. We will win. Our coven will become so successful that our program will be copied throughout many magical communities. Jackpot. It feels so weird to write my absolute victory. Just enjoy it, damn it. What now? We just wait, arms crossed, to have the leadership of the coven handed to us? Now you have fun. You can enjoy the campaign knowing that no matter what you say or do, you will get to win. Fun, huh? I'll try. Since we know the outcome already, now it's all about the theatrics. I guess so. The feeling is similar to when I got to know my own end. It removes a lot of the pressure from the very act of existing. We just play our part and wait to see the fireworks. Don't you like the feeling? Now it's all a game, yeah. Right? I think I need to rest for a bit now. Gotta go home, take a bath, get my thoughts in order. When I come back, our next mission will be to form a team and actually start doing things. Okay, I'll be here. Reach Chapter 6. Pandemonium. Oh, this is after we ascended. We were cute as hell. You can't see her. Let me... I'll turn this off. Look at us. Look at Earth us. We're super cute. You, Enya, will be here in a minute. What is this? Am I dead? Don't worry about it. You're not dead at all. I shouldn't say more, though. Why not? Protocol. This probably doesn't mean much to you, but you're extremely lucky. You, Enya, is an exceptional witch. You couldn't be in better hands. A what? Come again? Oops, I said too much, but everything's gonna be alright. I must go. Just get comfortable. But... bye. We get to move around a little bit. I don't recognize these stars. Where the hell am I? Oh, so warm. This feels so nice. This place is actually super cool. I wonder if it'd be too expensive to rent for a nice getaway with those fools. Will I ever get to see my friends again? Just get comfortable. Ah, my clothes are still wet. How did this much sand get under my swimsuit? Shit, I still have the keys to the food truck on me. I hope Ava and Patrice managed to get back home okay. How did she ascend? So ascending seems to happen after somebody dies. Um, in which case Fortuna, jeez. No, it is Fortuna. So my brain is mush today. She was reading cards for her friends, and like a meteor shower happened, and they basically said like, "What do you want? Like, you usually don't want anything. What do you wish for?" And she said, "I want to become a witch," and she walked into the sea and disappeared. Her friends never found her again. She literally just did that in front of them. This place makes me want to read tarot. The air smells like nothing I've smelled before. It's a mixture of nature, fate, and possibility. Gravity feels different too, lighter. I feel like my mind is slowly shedding some dry husk and a fresh breeze is starting to blow through it. This trembling, this isn't fear, it's excitement. Oh no. I feel like I never want to go home. Holy crap, it's a moose! Uh-huh, I love you already. Well, relax, I'm here to look after you. You were from Earth, right? Uh, Earthlings always have the worst time processing their ascension. Your collective subconscious is too cynical. So your society rejects magic with a strength unlike any other in this universe. Just let it sink in. This is something good, I promise. Deer. Very observant. My kin are what human witches call deer folk. Oh, and you're a human witch, by the way. Is this really happening? Yes, congratulations. You ascended. Please don't be afraid. I am not afraid. This is the best day of my life. Everything is set to go. Election day has just been announced. We're a mere 32 cycles away from it. We have everything we need, so let's get to work. The most critical point is, what do we do with this massive behemoth? Yeah, that. What do we do with your sister's savior? What could we possibly do with the help of an almighty being older than time who's able to grant wishes? Can you make everyone vote for us? Yes. What are you willing to pay in exchange? No need for that. Fortuna is a wish granter herself at this point. She already wrote that we'll win the elections. Why bother doing anything, then? I am compelled by some cosmic force? Oh, I see. We're sentient puppets at this point, aren't we, Fortuna? Would you like me to write you some free will? We haven't explored how well the deck fares against paradoxes. That's an interesting line of investigation. Let's focus on the task at hand, please. Oh, sure. What can a behemoth do for free? I could disguise myself as a familiar and deliver messages. I can harvest energy. I can spread rumors. Interesting. I think that's about it if we don't want to draw too much attention to my powers. That's already more than I expected, so great. Happy to surpass your expectations. I'm not doing his voice right. Happy to... I did it more like nasally. Happy to surpass your expectations, oh dominant sister. Which grimoire of clowns did you find this one in, Fortuna? Let's check the vibes with the coven first. Programs have already been made public, so witches are starting to form their own ideas regarding this race. We can tap into the mind of the coven with the Dream Ball. The Dream Ball allows us to get real-time readings of our community's desires and expectations. Hence, we can filter the current vote intention. This will be a pivoted tool for all of our strategies as the race progresses. Every action we perform and the actions of our opponents, of course, will affect the Coven's sympathies, and that will be reflected in the Dream Ball's readings. I added some men's runes to filter vote intention by demographic. Go ahead and browse through them. I encourage you to put some time into familiarizing yourself with the characteristics of each group. You not only need their votes, but you also plan on becoming leaders, so you better take responsibility and do some studying. Since I know you're not a people person, I wrote a quick guide for you. Luckily, your sister is one of the Coven's archivists. I already wrote down a comprehensive demographic analysis for you. I took the liberty of placing it all in your library. when you have the time to go and do some studying. Thank you so much. I got you. Now, about how we're going to operate. Fortuna, you won't be able to accomplish much by yourself out here, being exiled and all, but we'll act as your will outside this room. Just let us know what you want us to do, and we'll set out to do so. It could be promoting some point of the program, looking for allies, gathering intel, harvesting some energy for your deck. Bear in mind that these tactics will take between 3 to 5 cycles each, so plan accordingly. Understood. But wait, what do I do while you're all out? Do your homework. Do some studying, make some cards, or jerk off to relieve the pressure. Patrice! What, it works, trust me. Always so gross. As the race progresses, you'll have to meet some prospective allies and even rivals here in this office. So don't worry, I don't think you'll get much idle time. Okay. Everyone ready? Any doubts? Let's conquer all. Well, rather than conquer, let's have our sisters put their trust in us. Yes, of course. It was a figure of speech. Okay, we can never be too safe with you. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got something for you, Fortuna. Myself, personal growth and self-realization. Okay, so that's a crystal. While I was charting a dark matter cloud for the coven, I met with the corpse of a witch that was clutching an object of power. Since they lost their will, they didn't mind letting me have it. Here. The root of a plum. Swallow it and it'll increase your powers of persuasion. Oh, wow, thank you, Patrice. It'll live in your stomach for decades, liberating the very essence of willpower atom by atom. It'll also siphon away your self-doubt. It'll be especially handy for debates against other candidates. Or for striking deals when dealing with visits here at home. That's just perfect, thank you so much. Got you covered. Anyway, let's get to work. Let's make sure we have all a task. We all have a task and get this ball rolling. Stay motivated. Alright, tasks. The novices are split between Dahlia and Jasmine. The producers like Jasmine, of course. The warriors 100% support Dahlia. The explorers support Dahlia. The academics support Jasmine. The oracles support me. And the full coven. And that's the programs. So in order to win, I could pull Capresse's vote away from her, or I could pull some from Jasmine and Dahlia. I don't really need to do a lot. Alright, let's see what our sister can do. Look for allies and opportunities. Nice, I have some ideas in mind already. See you in a few cycles. I'd like you to dig up dirt on our opponents. Turning invisible may prove useful for this. Let me see what I can find. I'll be back. Oh, we got a bird. Capressa. I would like to formally introduce myself before the race. There are some topics I'm interested in discussing with you regarding the nature of the political shift our coven is about to experience. Capressa, the historian witch. So they said there was a thing to study down here. Read Patrice's demographic analysis. Novices. The freshly ascended witches in training that still haven't found their calling. Though bear in mind how time works in this immortal society, some novices find their place in the first few years, others may take decades. You don't need approval for anyone to stop being a novice and join the ranks of producers, academics, or explorers. On the other hand, warriors require tests first, and in order to become an oracle, as you're well aware, Another oracle needs to dream about you. Strategy guide. The novices are usually pushed around by the rest of the witches, so they welcome any initiative that will increase their rights and opportunities. Academics. Witches so absorb the mysteries of this cosmos that they rarely do anything beyond studying it. They're one of the most, if not the most, prestigious demographics, since they're constantly furthering their craft and talents. Though you don't necessarily need to be old to be wise, academics are among the oldest demographic on average. You can count them as the biggest elder representation of the race. In fact, Capressa is one of them, and so she may have a slight advantage in this front. Academics like quiet, control, respect, protocol. They're pretty well off, so they'll welcome anything that maintains the status quo. Producers. These witches have a penchant for milking the cosmos. Be it gardening, mining, sewing, distilling dark matter, you name it. So both Jasmine and the Spider Lady were producers. They pride themselves on providing. Without them, we'd all lose many comforts, to be honest. Producers and academics have an almost symbiotic relationship. Producers fund academics' endless research, and in exchange, they reap the latest technologies for furthering the exploration of this universe. Jasmine is one of them, so she'll have the upper hand with this demographic. Producers have historically felt underappreciated and overworked. To cater to them, increase their quality of life and relevance. Warriors. Hunters, guardians, and soldiers. Specialists in all kinds of combat and cosmic warfare. To keep us safe, provide rare materials from demons and other dangerous beings. They also craft weapons. It's the hardest group to belong to, as it's a very demanding occupation. We barely count a dozen in our coven. Dahlia is one of them, so I'm sure she'll have their undying support no matter what. Warriors are extremely loyal, so unless something exceptional happens, they're going to be on Dahlia's side. You can mention Dahlia has that demon lover, but boy, that'd piss her off. Explorers. These witches continually chart this cosmos. They scout new locations, discover new sources of energy and materials, keep us informed of the latest events around every galaxy. They're usually too busy to mess with politics, so anything goes for them as long as it doesn't hinder their endeavors. They're pretty easy to throw them a bone here and there, and they'll support us. The same goes with other parties, too. Oracles. I shouldn't have to tell you about oracles since they're your lot. They also happen to be the most reclusive of all witches, so you're not really a community per se. They're the least abundant faction in our coven, since one can't choose to be an oracle. The way in the cosmos for the oracles is to choose you to become one. The only way in is for the cosmos to choose for you to become one. Oracles, with their premonitions and hunches, usually play a supportive role, counseling any witch who's at a crossroads. In reality, what you are is the Sisterhood's therapist. Strategy guide. This demographic is unpredictable. I don't know if it's worth investing time in catering to the oracles. Although if you do, I bet you could sway them easily just out of sympathy. I read every analysis already. Okay. Back. Okay. Power-wise, a lot of water, but I don't have much else. And I only have 3 things to interact with. Oh, I've got that too now. So let's meet Capressa. Oh, she shows up as flower petals. Hello. I'm Capressa. Nice to meet you. Welcome. I am Fortuna. Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me. I wanted to introduce myself formally before the race becomes hectic. That is so kind of you. I'm sorry you had to come all this way here. There are still 800 years of exile left in the sentence Adina cast over me. I am well aware. Adina often confided in me. The fear you inspired her was one of her greatest weaknesses. Oh wow, I don't know how to feel about that. That makes 2 of us. That's the main reason I decided to pay you a visit. To keep me in check. To form my own judgment. I promise I carry the best of intentions. I don't know, my flowers become restless when exposed to your voice. There's something about you, inevitable, like a forest fire. And no matter its intentions, fire is fire. Knowing this, I must ask you and your team to retire from the race. Nice strategy. I didn't say that in jest. You are too close to your human side to properly govern a cosmic coven. That's what made Adina such a great leader. She had a direct channel of communication with the gods and was far detached from her human origins. I didn't even realize she was human. On the other hand, you, Dahlia, Jasmine, you have an uncountable number of human flaws. Fear, pride, envy, greed. Even what you consider virtues such as ambition or mercy. Even those basic things such as the need for comfort or enjoyment cloud your judgment. Flaws, flaws, flaws. And how are you better than us? Have you ever stopped to study the flora? Most witches are too fauna-centric to see other forms of coexistence. As a tree, my entelechy is that of growth and community. I lack individuality, I'm just part of a forest. We, the plants, grow, expand, and nurture all around us. The majority of us don't need to feed on other living beings to prosper. That basic fact alters our entire perspective of reality. Human existence is built on top of sacrifice that you are immune to the innumerable forms of brutality. You are devourers of worlds, and we, the plants, are your healers. I'm going to take care of you no matter how you treat me. Let me ask you a question. What's the most important quality in a leader? I'm going to spit in her face. It's empathy. A very useful trait to understand the fear and needs of your community. Probably the trait for which I am most lacking. But empathy is a double-edged sword. Historically, empathetic leaders often crash and burn, overwhelmed by the contradicting angst of their people. A characteristic that can quickly turn to weakness. Maybe, but selfishness. That's the most important trait in a leader. To put the group's needs before your own. And even if you invented the word, humans aren't capable of it. All those emotions we talked about before, they're what make it impossible. Satisfaction, respect, honor, friendship, the list is endless. Humans are capable of selfless actions, but not of selfless existences. A leader deprived of all of that is just an automata. And what's the problem with that? A leader needs drive, a vision. They need to take risks. And gamble with the future of a whole community? Yes. You put your trust in a leader because you believe in the change they propose. Otherwise, you're just appointing an administrator. And what's wrong with having a fair administrator? Stagnation. Unlike plants, we consider movement to be a symptom of life. I see. So that's what you and your sisters value over stability. I'm afraid human-born witches are like that, yes. Thank you, you've helped me understand our coven better. Listen, Capressa. Yeah, we're gonna use the eye! What is this buried emotion? What's the matter? I know you're in love with Adina. That is nonsense. Doesn't that conflict with the selflessness you were talking about? It sounds like a liability for a kind of leadership you're proposing. I'm just aware of how big a loss it is for our coven that Adina died. Maybe you're mistaking that for love. No, you love her, romantically. You gave me her eyes, so I can see... Oh, she gave me her eyes. I can see through you. Oh, wow, so that's why your program includes keeping her corpse intact. Please, don't say anything. I'm trying to purge this emotion from myself, but I still haven't worked out how to. This has nothing to do with the race. Please keep it between us. Don't worry, I'll respect your privacy. Thank you, Fortuna. Your sympathy won't be forgotten. I think it's time for me to leave now. Would you like me to read your fortune? Would you do that for an opponent? Of course, my priority is to help the coven. Very well, let's see what fortune is in store for me. Choose a fire card, if ever. Tell me what you wish to ask the cards. There's only one thing on my mind, something really dear to me. Will I be able to safeguard Adina's legacy? Of all the eras I've lived through, Adina has been the most powerful and prosperous. At the expense of some of her sisters, but sure. Please don't poison the reading with your resentment. That's improper of an oracle. You're right. I'll focus on your honest will. Think about Adina while I shuffle my deck. Oh, fuck! The Cosmic Wheel. Every choice. Whatever is possible for this question, I get all of the options. No, the pressure of this race will become so unbearable, you'll lose your mind, nothing will matter. Oh, God, that's mean. Yes, many witches will follow Adina's philosophy, even if it's not the official rule anymore. However, you will pay a high price to keep her legacy alive. You'll steal one of her masks and drop out of the race. You'll leave the coven and start a cult. The coven will idolize Adina and her sacrifice. Most will follow her philosophy, even if it's not the official rule. You'll make peace with it and find new forms of happiness. The coven will respect Adina's contributions, but as time passes, it'll inevitably be progress to new ideas. Oh, do I fuck with this lady? Because I can do that. And I know I can do that. This is just a full-blown moral question of what do I do to this person? I'll do it. Parry! So, what are our options? You'll go crazy, and that's a bunch of fire energy, which I am out of right now. Witches will follow Adina's philosophy, even if it's not the official thing. You will pay a high price to keep her legacy alive. Some fire, some earth, a little air. The cult is a good one. That's problematic in its own way. It does make her happy, and it basically keeps her infatuated with her love, but... The coven will idolize Adina and her sacrifice. No, you won't keep her legacy alive, but you'll make peace with it and find new forms of happiness. Yeah, the mask one is kind of like... not terrible. I don't know if I'm enough of a dick to choose this one, though. Like, that's such nice fire energy, but my god. Let's do it. You will steal one of Adina's masks and drop out of the race. You'll leave the coven and start a cult to follow the mask's whispers. That's one of my contingency plans. How did you... Well, you wouldn't be an oracle if you didn't tap into the unknown, of course. So it'll come to that, huh? Maybe that's for the best. The coven seems to be ready to drift away from Adina's vision. None of us besides you seems to plan to adhere to it in any case. And let's be honest, you're not this race's favorite. I know, I'm not an idiot. But still, I had to try. I'm going to keep trying, in fact. So I can spread my message, and when I leave the coven, more witches will follow me. Suit yourself. Thank you for allowing me to peek into the future, Fortuna. And thank you for having me at your home. Good luck with the race. Good luck to you, too. "30 cycles. Oh, it actually tells me the number. There are 10 oracles. So 6 support me, 2 each, Jasmine and Adina. So I could pull the academics to my side, more so. The producers, I think, are more Jasmine, but both are underappreciated. I'm not going to pull the warriors unless I go dirty against Dahlia. But I could pull the explorers. Explorers, the academics, and the producers. Maybe some of the novices. And there's nobody here, so... I guess sleepy time. And I don't think I'm going to be finishing this today. Because there's a lot more to it than I realized. Study... Next of the four elements, water by the witch Eugenia. A witch can easily fall in love with the element of water. Water is the substance of all things, their nature in a vacuum, its platonic ideal. Love, desire, sadness, hope, anything to hold or channel feelings. One could say a piece of wood isn't able to have its own genuine feelings, that emotion is in the heart of the beholder. Multiple experiments throughout history have proven this hypothesis wrong. Take this very same piece of wood and leave it in the home full of love. Let a family take care of it, talk to it, embrace it. Then take this piece of wood to another planet and leave it in the middle of a forest. Observe animals walking around it with the utmost respect. Eventually, you'll be able to witness an artist falling in love with that piece of wood and taking it with them to carve the most beautiful piece of art. Water has infinite potential, any element that can absorb a massive amount of water energy. When full, water will start overflowing, impregnating any other elements in its surroundings. Combine water with water and you'll unlock boundless potential. You will be able to access maximum power that anything has to offer. Water and water is the realization of potential. On the Four Elements by Eugenia. Earth is often the most coveted element since it symbolizes strength, and strength is always tempting. And I define it as tempting because there's actually such a thing as too much strength. I've witnessed many promising students fall to this honeypot. But what is the ultimate representation of Earth? A rock. Its the most outstanding characteristic is its immobility. True masters of Earth don't hoard strength, it's all about balance. Because strength can not only be drawn from you, but from your peers, your tools, and your opportunities. Picture different pieces of wood. The lightest may be at the mercy of the elements, but the sturdiest is more likely to fracture. An earth which should aspire to become wicker wood, which bends before breaking. Combine earth with earth, and you'll provoke the paradox of the omnipotent, stagnation. Most powerful stalemate, the inability to exercise your own might. What to do? Out of fear, fire is the most respected element. Since it's always represented conflict, fire is an element that most initiates tend to avoid. Who would desire conflict? However, ignoring conflict will leave you at its mercy. A witch shouldn't live with her eyes closed. As with any other element, fire is within everything. There's fire inside a cup of tea for its potential to be poisoned, to burn your tongue, or because it reminds you of your deceased lover. There's fire within any friendship, even if they keep it at bay. Concepts such as rivalry, envy, or anxiety are always present among sentient beings. It is when you ignore them that you become possessed by them. A master of fire is able to walk among the flames because they know them and know how to avoid getting burned. Moreover, a master of fire is a force to reckon with should they decide to unleash those flames. Something curious happens, though, if a witch desires to combine fire with fire. Rebirth. The nature of entropy pushes everything towards its ends. However, the end is the beginning of a new end, which is the beginning of yet another end. Ad infinitum, ad nauseum. Fire and fire open the gates to everything new. I've studied enough, best not to overdo it. All right, let's sleep. Your sister Patrice is sleeping on a hammock. She seems to be having a nightmare, but you can't manage to wake her up. You decide to meditate and travel inside her dreams. Patrice was dreaming she was playing poker with a bunch of naked old men. They force you to join the game, and now you're both trapped. Weird dream. Okay. So we got a visitor. We got two things. I found someone who could help us, Fortuna. She'll pay you a visit. Her name is Wynn, the Witch of Entropy and Decay. Like you and Adina, she's one of the Oracle Witches in the Coven. She's able to read the entropy of any system, no matter whether it's a machine, a community, a building, an astral body, or even an idea. Basically, one can discern what actions will accelerate or prevent the decay of just about anything. Maybe she can help us find the weak spots in our opponent's strategies. That's not bad. Oh, the Pepper Witch! It's an ad break. Let's start the ad break now. And then I'll take another snack break, and then we'll be back to do more visitors. So, pop up. Let's talk to people here and then figure out what we're going to do next with Patrice. I need to bring you up to date regarding an active conflict that may affect the current elections. Let me know when it's a good time for me to visit. Is it okay to visit, or are you too busy with the political campaign? I'm getting a hang of my powers now. Maybe there's a way for me to help. Ooh. Nova. Promote our program. Now, we're really going to be helping the novices, so if we bring more of them on side, that'll be good. But there was also the academics. There are 25 academics. There are 14 novices. Yeah, promote the program to the academics. Back in a few cycles. Alright. May affect the current elections? Yes. Come here, Thea. Hello again, Fortuna. Thank you so much for coming. What's this about an active conflict? Should we be worried? Well, there's an internal war going on with the coven of the Jade Sculptors. The conflict escalated quicker than we anticipated, and there's been many witch casualties in a matter of weeks. The arbitrage office has had to intervene to minimize casualties and, above all, keep it contained to make sure no other coven takes part in the conflict. I see. First and foremost, we want to ask every coven to refrain from engaging in combat no matter what the sculptors offer. Should you wish to offer assistance, keep it humanitarian. In fact, there is someone I'd like to send your way. Your counsel has been very valuable to me and by extension to the arbitrage office. Maybe you'll be able to do the same for a group of refugees that had to leave the Jade Sculptors to save their skin. We need to bring some order into this chaos. Very well, I'll talk with my team and see what we can do. Depending on how you handle it, it may be an opportunity. Thank you so much. Oh, no, thank you. You've been contributing to the restoration of peace. I'm giving notice to the office. They'll tell Zira, the representative of the refugees, to make contact with you. I can't promise anything, though. You meet with her, no strings attached, and decide if there's something your party can do to help. That I can do. Very well, that'll be all. Something to confess? No way. Protocol. Okay, as always, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. Okay, there you are. What do you have to tell me? I'm back from my spy mission. I found something a bit unquieting about Suppressa. She has this perfect memory, storing all events, cosmic and earthly, inside her tree rings, knots, and branches. Well, apparently during Adina's mandate, some developments had to be edited out of existence. And that included literally trimming some of Capressa's branches, destroying many years of records just to cover up Adina's dealings. We haven't been able to discover what the incident was about, and Capressa is physically unable to recall it. But just revealing the fact she probably colluded in the destruction of those records may be enough to spark some unrest among her followers. We could use it during a debate to throw her off of her game. We'll see. Oh wow, I got 2 more people here. So one's the Math Witch, and that's I think that's the Math Witch, and the other one's somebody else. Look for allies and opportunities. Not yet. It is the moment of truth. Let us confer whether or not our paths align or diverge. Junrisha. She's the witch that wanted to eat... She's the math witch who wanted to eat Adina's corpse. Let's go with Nova. Woo, girl, slay. Hello. Hey, welcome back. How are you doing? Very good, very good. Yeah? Yes, way better than I expected, to be honest. It took me a while to realize I wasn't dreaming, but once I connected with what magic is and how I can interact with the cosmos, I feel unstoppable. I never felt this alive. I'm so happy for you. It's thanks to you I got this far this quick. What you read in the cards for me, it profoundly affected me. Your words have been fueling my passion for the cosmic arts. So much that I've had praise from the whole coven, including the elders. They said they've never seen someone as promising as me in the whole history of the coven. Oh wow, that's big. Congratulations, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much. I could never repay what you've done for me. Actually, about that, I'd like to join your party, please? Yes. I'll do anything. Grabbing cosmic coffee or whatever the equivalent is in this case. I just want to help in any way I can. Oh, that's so nice of you. So, will you have me on board? Yes! Be thrilled to have you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Fortuna. You won't regret it. I'm going to do my best and then some. That's a good attitude. You're already in our headquarters, so find a comfortable spot and come up with something free, and I'll come up with something you to help us with. Understood. Recruit the Peppermancer, Rising Star. Okay, that's the Jade people. Wait, who the hell are you then? If that's the Jade people. Oh, you're interesting. You can't see her. You can't see her. I have to disappear so you can see her. Look at Nova. Look at her. Look at this queen. Now I have to turn myself back on because you kind of came here for me. But still, Nova. All right. Right now, there's 14 novices, 22 producers, 25 academics. Let's have her go to the producers and promote us to them. The producers. Oh, exciting. I'll go and spread the good word, absolutely. Alright. Who the actual fuck are you? Alright, Juracia. You're coming back to find if we're going to eat the corpse. I must confess, you surprised me when you decided to run for leader yourself instead of supporting Jasmine. But I'm glad you opted to follow the wise path. We must devour Adina. Are we allies then? The question is now whether or not I should support you or Jasmine. Both of you want to keep the ban on the forbidden arts, and I believe that that's a mistake. I tried to pressure Jasmine into changing her program, but that didn't work. My support could be very valuable. I have the means to sway practically every academic. Are you willing to change your program to free access for the forbidden arts? What if I grant you exclusive access to the arts? Oh. That's even better. Okay, that's the deal then. If you help me become the next leader, you'll have privileged access to your forbidden library. Very well. I know I can bring most of the academics over to our side. I'll start persuading them immediately. See you in Congress. Ah, okay, thank you. Goodbye. Damn it, I just sent the other person over the academics. Or no, that was the producers. Patrice was trying to help the academics, I think, right? I have a worrisome report. Jasmine's party has been campaigning, warning our sisters about the dangers of the forbidden arts, retelling catastrophic events of the past involving behemoths and time-bending spells. Many witches are reconsidering their stance on forbidden arts policy. We shouldn't let her scare tactics spiral out of control. Jasmine organized a meetup in her garden to get to know all of the novices better. I don't know what transpired at that little tea party, but many of them want to support Jasmine now. Let's be careful. Fuck! I got more people up here. All the novices want to support Jasmine. So do the producers. One warrior went to Jasmine. Really? The explorers, the academics, the oracles are still mostly me. But Jasmine's definitely in the lead. In a long chat with some academics, and I believe it went pretty well. Some of our program were a tough sell, but I got them to see the potential of our proposal. They were especially interested in the permit system. Makes them feel safe to know that no novice can misuse dangerous magic, but they like it that it allows them to make good use of the most powerful spells. Good work. Challenge. I mean, it makes sense to challenge Jasmine, but specifically, go after the quorum. Got it. I'm on it. What is this? How come you didn't let your mentor know you were allowed to receive visits now? Is everything alright? I don't want to be a bother, but I would like to visit and see how you're doing after 2 centuries of exile. Alright, so we can do our leader, or we can do whoever this is. 24 cycles left. I'm a bite. Who the hell are you? Oh, this is the Decay Witch. I can't read this at all. Wait, I don't understand you. Maybe there's another way for us to connect. Use Adina's knowledge to translate. Nemesis and mentor, this your eye once studied every tongue. Grant me access to my sister's words. Well, did it work? Yes! I can understand you perfectly fine now. It worries me that you don't know the language of the nebula. It's the only way to access true knowledge and power. Ah, yes, it's extremely hard for human witches to master, and it's a skill I want to acquire eventually. Very well. Where was I? Oh, yes. I have the power to destroy your party. Ah, right, here we go. I don't know if you're familiar with my arts, but I have the ability to sabotage anything. There's a path of decay in everything, be it a planet, a community, or an idea. I can read those lines and steer anything in that direction. And what's the purpose of coming to say all this to my face? A test. The best prospect for our coven is to have a powerful oracle at the helm. That's why you're my favorite candidate. Good to know! You have a funny way of showing support, though. I need to ascertain that you have what it takes to lead. What do you propose? I'm going to offer you the opportunity to sabotage your rival's efforts. I've already studied them and I know how to suffocate their momentum. Just say the word and they are done. But should you reject my offer, I will go to your rivals and offer the same deal to them. Oh, nice. Okay. Don't answer me yet. This is a test after all, so I want to take your time and ponder how you will act in this scenario. So let's see if I've understood you. You are threatening to destroy us if we don't choose to destroy our opponents. I believe it's a bit more nuanced than that. Your rivals may reject the offer too. Do you trust your sisters to play fair as you will? I see. So do you get off on this kind of stuff, or what's the deal with you? Give it some thought. I am not bluffing. I need to try transforming our coven to assess if it can stand the test of entropy. Okay. Take your time. Summon me when you're ready to make a choice. Do not choose, and I will make the choice for you. Okay, Jesus. Powerful, but... Oh yeah, people are back. I was super afraid of meeting with the producers, but they welcomed me with open arms. I'm a future producer after all. They were super interested in my peppermancy. They tried to seduce me towards Jasmine's side, but I stayed strong. I even managed to get some of them to sympathize with our program. Oh, and the producers are quite interested in the community service thing, by the way. Thought they might be. What do you have to say? I found someone interesting. I subtly induced the idea that she should pay you a visit. Her name is Minaka, the head of Explorers. Nice! That's not a real position in the Coven. It's an honorific title she got from the rest of the Explorers, which may be even more important than an official designation. More often than not, Minaka roams the outer edges of the unknown universe, mapping every star and planet. She even developed a shape-shifting orrery that keeps track of any changes to any astral body that the Coven has charted in real time. Just recently, she came back to the Coven because of the elections. If we can get her on our side, we can easily win the confidence of every Explorer witch in the Coven. Hell yeah! That's great. Find what information you can on weaknesses, and you promote our program to the novices. I'll go and spread the word. Because the novices still mostly support Jasmine. The producers are split. The warriors are mostly Dahlia. The explorers don't like me as much. The academics are doing decently with me, but we have somebody that's willing to bring them on side. And the oracles are mostly me. Let's do the arbitrage office. Alright, Jade Sculptor. Thanks for having me. My name is Zira, and I'm a Jade Sculptor. Welcome, I'm Fortuna, and I'm a cartomancer. What can I do for you? I lead a group of refugee witches. We are in desperate need of help. I'm so sorry to hear that. Take your time and tell me what happened. I should first tell you about the nature of the conflict. And for you to properly comprehend what's going on, it's imperative you learn about our culture. Are you familiar with the traditions of the Jade Sculptors? I know you, the Jade Sculptors, are specialized in dialoguing with precious stones to ask them about their potential, and that you carve any of them into magnificent magic tools. Most powerful stone being Jade, right? Of course. Jade is the cornerstone of all your power, since you owe your might to the pact sealed with the Jade Monks. Oh, you even know about the Jade Monks? Yes, they're the two largest known Jade stones in the universe, each the size of a 5-story pagoda. They whispered their shape to your founding members, and those witches carved them into what they are today. You worship them, and in exchange they guard the soul of every member of your clan. If you bring the hearts of a Jade Witch back to the Jade Monks, they can be born again, but as immortal, retaining their memories but not their powers. Those reborn must stay at your temple to serve living witches of the Coven. I am so honored and impressed by your vast knowledge. Yes! Right choice. My heart is at ease that you will fully comprehend the nature of the current conflict. Somebody's blowing up a statue, isn't there? Aren't they? I found a way of retaining power and immortality when rebirthing at the Jade Monk Waterfalls. It's all thanks to a new stone carving method I devised, which consists of imbuing quicksilver into the veins of raw jade. But our sisters consider this to be heresy. They claim that the purity of jade must be preserved, but I suspect they are mostly interested in not losing the influx of mortal servants. Some of us, a minority I must say, tried to defend the virtue of imbuing jade with metals, however. They declared us heretics and are hunting us down. Ugh, that sounds awful. That is why we need your help. I'm aware of how risky it is to protect us at the moment. But hear me out. I came up with a proposal that may benefit us both. Okay, let me hear it. I researched many covens to see who'd be the best suited to give us asylum, and yours is one of the most powerful. I also learned that your sisterhood works on the basis of invitation. If any sister vouches for another witch, they can become a rightful member of your coven immediately. And I happen to know you're in the middle of some elections, too. So, invite me and my 9 sisters to your coven, and we will all vote for you in the upcoming elections. Wow, that's... We also have some magic saved up, so as to compensate for all your troubles, we can offer you 10 units of earth energy. I know the Jade Sculptors don't have the capacity to mess with a coven as powerful as yours. Take us in and we will all be safe. Please, I beg of you. Protect us and you will have 10 more votes and more earth energy. So the options are, I can't do that, very well, or I accept but no need to vote for me. And I'm liking that final option. Because it's basically the most humanitarian of them all. Accept but no need to vote for me. Is that right? You would take us in without asking for anything in exchange? That's right, I'll protect you. No strings attached, I just want to help. You don't even need to participate in this election. You are too kind. I couldn't have hoped for such a selfless soul when I came up with this desperate plan. Thank you, truly. I'm just happy to offer you some peace. Thank you so much. We've been through too much. We are forever indebted to you. Really? I'm just happy to help. How do we proceed now? I can examine your future with the cards. I could write you a new future with my cards. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the cards for these people. Get some rest and meet the coven. I can't believe we're going to be able to stop running at last. You can't possibly know how grateful I am. Me and my sisters will remember this act of kindness for the rest of our lives. I'm just happy to help some fellow witches. Thank you, Fortuna. And good luck with your personal quest. Thank you. Rest up yourselves. Alright, people are coming back. And the Entropy Witch. The meeting with Jerisha went well, huh? She got almost every academic to support us. What did you do? I kind of promised her privileged access to forbidden arts. What? Come on, Fortuna, that's so dirty. Let's pray word doesn't get out about it or we're going to be facing a lot of trouble. Sorry. Try not to make any more of these promises, please. We're not that desperate. Capress has been moving. I don't know if she's calling in some favors or what, but the old guard has suddenly decided to support her. We should do something about it. Did you welcome the Jade Sculpture refugees into our coven? Yeah. It's a bit complicated in the middle of a race, Fortuna. Based on the coven rules, they have the right to vote, and they're voting for us, of course. But this didn't sit well with the rest of the coven. But I told them there's no need to vote for us. Come on, you can't be that naive. Of course they're going to vote for us. They owe you. Yes, but... No buts. Our sisters have the right to be pissed. I'm sorry. Okay, let's rebuild from here. Challenging Jasmine's program on judgment. I'm back. Great move attacking the Quorum of Elders idea. We took votes from both Jasmine and Capressa. We especially picked up support from novices, explorers, and warriors. Oh, hey, I got the one warrior. And I have more of the novices now. Explorers, we're about evenly split. The academics mostly support me, but we know Capressa's going to leave. Producers are still mostly Jasmine. And I was going to get in touch with the leader of the one group. Okay. So the novice is mostly like, man, that's our strongest thing. Try and go drum up some support with the producers, maybe? Promote our program to the producers. All right. I offer you the possibility to sabotage one of your rivals, but should you reject my offer, I will go to your rivals and offer the same deal with them. Do you trust your sisters to play as fair as you will? Let me know when you reach a decision. Yeah, we're just going to do this. Hello, Oracle. Do you have an answer? Yes, I'm ready. Very well. Who do you want me to sabotage? Capressa. Perfect. I will start stirring decay into her party. It'll be almost impossible for them to win. Yeah? Nothing else? No moral of the story or anything? You chose wisely. If you forewent the opportunity to get ahead of your rivals, I would have known then that you were not fit to lead us. Wow, harsh. So no need to feel guilty or anything then? That is entirely up to you. Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to serving under you, Oracle. I'm honored. Thank you for your support. I will leave now to execute my mission. Accept but don't vote sounds good to you, Rabbit. Yeah, I thought it seemed good, but I can see why people are pissed at that. I'm one of the explorer witches. I'm meeting with everyone that partner. Being our sisters. Okay. What do you have to... Hey, I'm in the lead. I'm back from my spy mission. I uncovered some history related to Dahlia's work, which could spin an angle from. Some decades ago, there was a revolt called the Nightmare Uprising that had to be quenched by the Arbiters. Apparently, a group of witches started to tame demons and use them to control several mortal communities. They did so by using the demons to infiltrate people's nightmares and alter their minds. The increase in cults started to get out of control both on Earth and on the Deerfolk worlds. Using the powers harvested from all the worship, the demon tamers got bold and tried to control the Arbiter's office using the same nightmare incursions. They didn't succeed, but the conflict lasted a couple of years until every single tamer was hunted down. In fact, many of them serve as arbiters today. Anyway, you're probably wondering how Dahlia fits into this? Well, guess who was that armed that small coven to begin with? Our very own Dahlia crafted the demon-taming daggers. And while there's nothing illegal about crafting daggers for witches outside of our own coven, one could say it was irresponsible to grant them the armament that ultimately led to the Nightmare Uprising. In any case, even though the Arbiter's Office's investigation declared Dahlia absolved of any responsibility, the role she played in that uprising isn't something most witches are aware of. Just bringing it up may have some of our sisters questioning Dahlia's judgment, and to have that kind of debate in the air will surely weaken her support. But I doubt that Dahlia will be happy about anyone airing this issue. Alright, I have way too many people to talk to right now, but fuck it. Look for an ally. And I know you have what you represent. I don't know what you are. I'm gonna invite my teacher finally. Ooh, I like their little leaf thing that they're flying in on. Hello, Fortuna. I'm so happy to see you. Oh, the music changed drastically here. And that look in your eyes. Exile has been tough, right? There's so much fire in you right now. You've grown stronger. Intimidating, even. I'm happy to see you too, Master. On the other hand, I see you're overflowing with water energy, Master. If I didn't know better, I'd say you've fallen in love. Oh. How incisive. Since when did you become so apt at energy reading? Wait, so you really are in love? That's right. How's that possible? With who? Well, it's not a single soulmate we're talking about here. Since I opened my heart to love, I've had many lovers, some temporary, some everlasting, but I keep meeting interesting people and letting my water energies flow. Wow, so there's nothing immutable in this cosmos, eh? I see you still remember your lessons well. So I guess that after all these years, I must have 2 centuries worth of pent-up lectures coming my way, huh? Come again? Why would you? It's terrible enough that you had to spend all this time in exile. I should be the one listening to you today. I'm eager to hear the insights of an oracle who survived 200 years in isolation. Oh, I wasn't ready for this. I totally thought you'd be ashamed or angry. In the beginning, maybe. But I'm not the same witch you knew hundreds of years ago. I guess none of those you knew actually exist anymore as you remember them. That's sad, though. But yeah, I feel a bit alien even among my closest friends. Losing you has changed us all. Being cut off from my dear pupil so abruptly, it made me question my identity and my purpose. Master, today I'm here to listen to you. Tell me about your exile. It made me stronger. I'm way more powerful now. It hasn't been easy, but I made it, and now it's just a blur in my memory. This trial has pushed me to my limits, and I managed to grow past them. Now I feel ready to take on anything. I'm serious. I'm not going to say I'm thankful to Adina. I still hate her with all my guts. But I would never have reached this level if I hadn't had to push through all of this nightmare. But Fortuna, power is not the measure of life. Becoming more powerful is not necessarily a synonym of progress. Existence which is not enjoyed is not much of an existence at all. I know, but I didn't have a say in this. So I better believe it's all been for something. Ah, yes, I understand. And what about the behemoth you summoned? She fucking clocked me real fast. How do you... Fortuna. It was me who taught you the forbidden song. Of course I was going to notice. I'm so sorry, I was desperate. I know, don't worry. You did nothing wrong. I taught you that spell for a reason. It would be twisted to teach you something that you weren't meant to use. You knew I'd eventually summon a behemoth? I wanted you to have the option. The option to break the magical pact? Yes. You see, laws are just an agreement between members of a community to have some broad guidelines about what is correct and what is not. But hardly any law survives every context. Plus, to be frank, most of us are shoved into the system of rules we haven't previously agreed upon. I hear you. In this case, it saved my life. I knew that this day would come, that the moment that you used the forbidden song, you would become a fully fledged witch. You are no longer my apprentice, and I am no longer your master. That makes me feel kind of sad. Me too. But now we can relax and become something better than mentor and mentee. Now we can be friends, and I can rely on you. We can rely on each other. It's going to be weird to treat you like I treat my friends. I'm starting to regret this. Fortuna, I am proud of you. You're going to make me cry. I would have thought that praise is what would finally break through your armor. Whatever, it's been a difficult couple of centuries. I know, my friend, I know. By the way, speaking of surprises, was this about you getting into politics? I want to help create a better universe. Oh, that's so unlike you. Hey, what does that mean? Sorry. I mean, this is good, I think. You've always been so self-centered. I never expected that 200 years alone with yourself would change that. I guess I finally got sick of myself. I'm sure it'll pass. Can I help in any way? Would you try and inspire the novices for us? Absolutely, it'll be my pleasure. Thank you so much. Now, I can't wait anymore. Legend is spreading fast within the coven. I want to see your new deck, please. I want to experience it. Okay, but first I should warn you about its true nature. Oh, and what that might be. Adina's corpse visited me not long ago and explained why she sent me into exile. She realized it way before any of us, that what I do is not fortune-telling. I'm not reading into the unknown, I'm writing it. I can modify not only the future, but everything that didn't happen in the past. I can basically alter reality. Adine has always been quite perceptive. I'm ashamed I didn't notice before, being the closest to you in your magical development. I could have guided you better should we have known about this earlier. You taught me perfectly, plus I was happier before learning what my powers actually entail. Oh, so your prediction about the fall of the coven. Yes, I doomed us all. I see. I guess that's part of why I got into politics, in hopes that there's a way to minimize the damage. I mean that, do you still want to subject yourself to my new deck? Yes. Oh. It's my responsibility. I brought you up. Just be mindful about what you ask. I do interpret the cards, but I don't control what card I'll draw. Very well. Okay, deep breaths. What future do you want to alter? Not the future, if I understood you properly. We can work with everything that didn't happen, right? Oh, right. I can't erase anything, but I can sew in new realities. Especially around times when our collective memories are fuzzy. Times in which nothing of worth seemed to happen. I understand. Then I want you to write us a happy memory and an important lesson. That's unexpected. What's this about? Regret? Disappointment? I did so much thinking when Adina took you away from me. And I feel like I should have been less strict and put more time into our enjoying ourselves. Now you're telling me you have the power to fix that, so let's see if you can turn me into a better mentor, even retroactively. Wow, okay. Focus on your pride and your compassion while I shuffle my deck. Transhumanism. Introspective, yearning, passion, power. It's good for a lesson. You taught me on neuromancy to harvest magic from my own dreams. You taught me to create a magical stash that would slowly grow during my penance so that I would have a meaty magical reserve ready for when I came back. Oh, yes, I remember. Those were fun days. In the beginning, you were having trouble becoming lucid within a dream. The moment you realized you were dreaming, you always panicked and woke up. Ah, well, yeah, I don't remember being fun. So frustrated by it all. But the moment I mastered it, I immediately dream walked into your mind and gave you a big old scare. That wasn't the fun part. Who would have thought you would have been so afraid of beetles? I'm telling you, stag beetles aren't natural. I haven't been able to prove it yet, but they are of demonic origin. Anyway, have you been harvesting energy from your dreams lately? Scarcely, not since they lifted the ban on visitation, at least. Oh, this is interesting. Hmm? You just altered the past, but anything that's been observed cannot be affected. That's why I haven't been using the spell. The card kept the universe coherent, so I guess I can stop worrying about any kind of butterfly effect destroying the present as we know it. Oh, I already forgot that you just roped this into our past. It feels so real. Because it happened. It isn't an illusion. We lived through that day. Extraordinary. This is very interesting indeed. I'll try it as soon as I go to sleep next, though. It's getting closer to election day, so I know it's good that I'm going to be productive even in my dreams. I'm happy to see my lessons are going to be helpful. Isn't the merit kind of mine, though, knowing I just wrote you taught me this? Maybe. It doesn't feel like it, though. And that's what counts. I guess. Alright, what's the memory card? Toxicity! It's a fire card. Remember that winter in your cabin when we built the snow golem and how I cried when he melted away? We had too many cocktails in Barcelona. Oh, I love that. I need fire energy, though. This one's sweet and kind of nice, but this Barcelona one is great. Remember that winter in your cabin when we built the snow golem and how I cried when he melted away? Good old Graham. Of course I remember. As part of your automaton arts training. Put a lot of effort into creating him, and once the class was over, you refused to dispel him. So you kept Graham around for the winter. It was just you and me in that cabin with the occasional visitor once in a blue moon. I needed some company that wouldn't be judging me all the time. Never told you about this, but I used to sneak out of bed at night and speak with Graham. I told him all about the life I left behind and how excited and sad I was at the same time now that I'd become a witch. Ah, so that's why you couldn't stop crying when the spring took him away. It does make sense. You hadn't shed a single tear since I'd taken you in. But Graham was the first thing you lost as a witch. It must have triggered all the pain you were holding from losing your mortal self and your mortal loved ones. It does make sense in hindsight, yeah. After that, your magical talents really started to shine. Yeah, I needed to let go. Ah, this is strange. I know you just wrote that with your cards, but I remember it so vividly, so many details. The smells, the temperature, so many sensations. Yeah, me too, it's uncanny. I immediately embraced this new reality. It's not an illusion after all, we really lived through that, it's actually happening. This is incredible. Thank you for creating such a valuable memory for us. Anyway, what do you think about my true talents? I understand why Adina was scared enough to deprive you of your old deck. But I'm not scared at all because I know you. Adina didn't. She made a grave mistake. If Adina had told you the truth, you would have treated your newfound power with care. I have no doubt about it. But sentencing you to a millennia of exile, that's dangerous. You could have gone insane, and I don't even want to think about a mad witch with the power to alter reality. I'm so glad I taught you the song to summon Abermar. Wait, you know Abermar? Not personally, but my mentor did. She taught me the forbidden song and told many tales about Abermar. But I never got to use the spell myself. Tell me more about your mentor. Was that the one he fell in love with? My mentor was a Cimmerian witch, master of shapeshifting. She was one of the founders of the coven. Apparently, they had to dispel Abermar because one of the sisters made a pact that endangered the fabric of time itself. My mentor rarely talked about the incident because it brought her sour memories that tainted her transformations, but they had to erase their sister out of existence and chained Abermar back into the forbidden song. I know Abermar isn't happy about that. I'm sure, and my mentor felt quite sorry for everything, but what they could do, the price was too high. In any case, my mentor spoke fondly about their time with Abermar. Kind of sad I never got to summon him myself. Are you liking him? I like him very much. I owe him my life. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm glad you found such a good ally. It's rare to hear you talk so fondly about anybody. I guess that extra-dimensional beings are my weak spot. Listen, I want you to have something. I believe my dominion may prove a very powerful sphere for your creations. The four elements converge there, after all. Ooh! Thank you. This is going to come in handy, all right. Plus, it's very nice to have a card that represents the place I grew as a witch. Fortuna. Thank you, Yuanya. Okay, tea time is over. Now you focus on the campaign. Change the world, my child. Yeah. Come back soon. I like her. She's great. Fantastic news. Yuanya has been meeting with the novices, counseling them in these times of change. She vouched for you. The novices respected so much they're eager to support us now. Thank your mentor for me. Something strange is going on. Compress's team is falling apart. The Coven is losing faith in her abilities to run things smoothly. She's rebuilding things as we speak and will definitely counterattack, but right now things seem pretty dire for them. Okay, I didn't see this coming. Dahlia and all the warriors just went on some sort of parade around the Sisterhood. It was more of a party than anything informative, but the energy was incredibly powerful. You know how it is with Dahlia. She's just too good at pumping everyone up. But we can come back from this. Charisma is a temporary illusion. We can fight it with well-laid ideas, and who am I kidding? We need to be more charismatic at any cost. Let's do our best, alright? I think my meeting with the producers was good. They're all too fond of Jasmine, but I still managed to snatch a few votes to our side. The producers are quite interested in the community service, by the way. Good move. I was so excited to have a meeting with all my newbie sisters. I told them about how amazing you are and how you helped me and insisted we must vote for your party. feel it worked really well. They could sense my genuine enthusiasm. They're especially interested in the mentorship program. And I'm excited for it too. It looks like a great opportunity for all of us. So I've got almost all of the novices. Good. The producers are still Jasmine's thing. The warriors are solidly under Dahlia. The explorers are going to be dealing with in a minute. Oh, they're still all under Dahlia too. The academics are mostly mine. There's a lot of them still. I'm solidly in second. Look for an ally and an opportunity, Nova. Challenge an opponent's program. Dahlia. Yeah, let's challenge the nope cops law. That seems like a bad idea. Gotcha, I'm on it. Okay. I've got you. Ooh, I like your design. Hello, Fortuna. It's nice to meet you. Likewise. It's an honor to meet with the head of the Explorers. I'm no head of anything, dear. The rest of the Explorers just like to call me that, but it's just an affectionate way of calling me old. I know many witches hold you in great esteem, not only Explorers. Well, I mentored a lot of them, understanding the daughterly love, but there's no such thing as a head, leader, or chief of Explorers. In any case, I'm sure you have a lot of pull among them? I won't deny that my word carries more weight than I'd like, but that's not something I sought out. Never brandished that kind of love as a tool for command. Anyway, enough about me. I've always wanted to meet you. Did you know I was planning on paying you a visit right before you were exiled? Oh yeah? At the time, we were looking for an oracle to help us design a plan to travel inside a black hole. Oh, whoa, I would have loved to be part of that. Well, unfortunately, that project was cancelled after we lost a young explorer to the black hole. The oracle that was helping us at the time told us she wasn't dead, but transported to a different era. That we'd probably never see her again. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe with you on our side, it would have gone differently. We'll never know, I guess. Look at me, talking about myself again. I'm sorry. Let's focus on the present, or you could have me telling war stories until the end of the race. It's quite alright. So you're visiting every candidate? How's that going so far? Keeps getting harder and harder. I'm not just visiting the candidates, but also their advisors and other team members. And I just love you all too much. The future is going to be bright, no matter who wins. I agree. It's a pity we have to compete to begin with. I know, it must be hard on you. You, Jasmine, and Dolly were pretty close, right? My true family, I'd say. I hope this race makes you even closer after the dust settles. Yeah, me too. I wish I could have enjoyed some quiet time with my loved ones before getting thrown back into the Witch Society this hard. We rarely choose our struggles. Why don't you stay out of this if the race is hard on you? I should have, shouldn't I? But I guess I do care about the fate of this coven. That's why I have to make sure it's our program that we move forward with. Ah, the clash of friendship and conviction. So tell me, is there a way to count on your support? So blunt? That's a good sign. It's not that there's something specific you can do to get my vote, but yours is the only party with an oracle in it. I'm curious about that. But it's not rude to ask. I would like to experience your divination. Specifically, how will it benefit the everlasting task of charting this universe? What did you have in mind? A simple request. Tell me about somewhere I haven't been. Not so simple considering you're famous for having been everywhere. Everywhere known, at least. I guess there's no harm in writing a place for Minaka to find. Should I overdo it and impress her, or should I stick to her request? I accept your challenge. I'm going to play this safe. I don't want to create like a terrible death supernova that's going to kill them all. It's not a challenge, my dear. Anyway. Well, you're right. It's a challenge. Fair enough. Alright, I can deliver. Let's ask my deck for somewhere you haven't been. I'm getting excited. Hold on to that excitement while I shuffle my deck. And connect with what you felt the first time you visited an uncharted place. Romani Tales. Ooh, that's a good one. Trace the light between two largest stars of our galaxy, and you will find an undiscovered moon that lost its planet 500,000 years ago. This one's fine. I want some more fire energy. Trace the light between the two largest stars in our galaxy, and you'll find an undiscovered moon that lost its planet 500,000 years ago. Are you sure? Our galaxy is pretty well mapped. I mean, yeah, there's a chance we've overlooked the wandering moon, but I'm 100% sure you'll find it. Exactly. Very well, I'll bet on your divination. What you just did, it's something else. I'm leaving immediately to explore. Can't wait to hear back from you. You can bet you will. Thank you so much for indulging me. And I've got no one here visiting. So nap time. Nap time and gaining power. I love that you can like modify yourself with your own powers and magic to be like, no, I definitely learned from my supervisor about how to draw power from dreams. I'll just rest for a bit. Transhumanism. You're with your long-lost father at the highest room of a lighthouse. He's wearing a golden mask. He gives you a small ebony key and tells you to insert it in the keyhole in the mask. You do so and discover your father has no face, but a tiny waterfall that floods the entire room. I found someone interesting. I subtly induced the idea she should pay you a visit. Her name is Marie, the Cosmic Poet. She's not from the Coven, but you've probably heard of her. She's all the rage throughout the witching universe, especially among the youngest witches. Her word, especially her poems and songs, have a lot of impact on witch culture. As the universe's biggest influencer, Marie will definitely play a major role in shaping witch culture in centuries to come. I've heard she already has sympathizes with our cause, so if we can get her to speak up, we could sweep a lot of votes. Dig up dirt. I actually want to make a new card before I meet with the explorer. I want to use my mentor's background. Penitent 1. Not enough energy. I need more earth. I do want something with that pith cloth, though. Igniting saber. And duplicate in reverse. Right. Pyrophobia. A space to examine cosmology, turning angst into fuel, exploring fears of your peers will grant you knowledge. The saber channels wrath. Determination, rightfulness, introspection, deception, the unknown, alliance, courage, rivalry, tragedy, guardian, ego, mercy, wellness, sabotage, adversity. Pyrophobia. Interesting card. Oh, so making cards actually uses up time. Interesting. I'm sorry I couldn't find anything. I'm a bit out of my depth with this, to be honest. Can I help you with something simpler, maybe? Um... Yeah. Harvesting energy, how exciting. I'll bring lots of it. Cool, great. Um... Cosmic Poet. I found it. It was there. You're the real deal. Let me know when I can visit. Yeah. Oh, you are the real deal. You must forgive me for my condescension. There it was, timidly spinning alone in its void, its mother planet left. Too small and insignificant to be charted or named. But a new place nonetheless. I called it Fortuna in your honor. You're incredible, Fortuna. I've never witnessed such a display of power. Thank you. I've worked with other oracles in the past to aid our expeditions, but this is something else. See, centuries ago, I built a special orrery that continually sweeps our charted space and mutates to depict any changes in our universe. Down to the precision of an asteroid. Your cute little house does indeed appear there. So what evidence points towards so far is either that the orrery is malfunctioning or that the place you sent me didn't exist before our meeting. But that's impossible, of course. Phew, I'm glad I played it safe with their request. Hmm? I'd like to further test these capabilities of yours, if you don't mind. I'm gonna have to start charging you, Manaka. This time it's something pretty straightforward. Do you know what this is? Yes, that makes one of us. It's what left. It's what was left of Archwitch Kadamia when her coven scattered her remains. This contraption has been around in our coven for a long time, and on all those millennia, there's been little progress in solving its mystery. Okay, I'm impressed. Not many are aware of the existence of Kadamia's artifact. And you'd like me to open it as a test? Oh no, that would be an unfair demand. We've been stumped by it for ages now. I'd like to find a clue as to what it is, using your divination. Very well, let's take a look at it. I'm going to ask my deck to put you on the path that'll untangle this mystery. Yes, please. Let's take a look at this artifact's future. Focus on everything you've learned about it. On the countless hours you spent studying it. And the birth of iron. Guardian ego, happiness, indifference, stagnation. Ugh, that's excessive earth energy. That's not great. Reincarnation. You require the aid of the highest ranking arbiter. She has classified information to allow you to find the unlock it. Or talk to the deer folk. Yeah, let's do this one. You will require the aid of the highest ranking arbiter. She has classified information to allow you to finally unlock Kadamia's artifact. Oh, I've never expected that angle. I'm not a big fan of the witch police, I take it. Having experienced the talents firsthand, this must be it. Finally, some progress on the mystery. Thank you so much, Fortuna. You surpassed every expectation I had. Even more than that, you made me fall in love with immortality again. Before meeting you, I was disillusioned with this cosmos already. I felt like I had seen it all. And you tore through all that like a supernova, not only showing me new places, but magic beyond my comprehension. I'm so happy to hear that. You have my full support. I'll vouch for you in front of our sisters. I'm looking forward to the future of this coven with you at the helm. Thank you so much. See you in Congress. Good luck with the race. Ten cycles left. I have something worrying to report. Capressa has been shamelessly parading Adina's corpse around to gather support. Maybe because they go back way too far, but for some reason the corpse complies with everything Capressa says. This is giving our sisters reason to believe that Capressa plans on keeping Adina as some sort of mystic guide. We need to do something. Made a great impression on Manaka. She's vouching for us, swaying most of the explorers to our side. She's wonderful. I had a great time with her. That's good. Good energy for the race. Keep it up. The novices support me. The producers are split between me and Jasmine. The warriors are still with Dahlia. The explorers are mostly with me. The academics. And then the oracles. Oh, that's interesting. The oracles are kind of split. Challenge Dahlia's law enforcement program. I'm back. Everyone was easily scared by the idea of not having a way to deal with crime. They've been receptive to our warnings. Producers. Warriors. We have 100% of explorers. Most of the academics. And we picked up more oracles. Nice. All right. Got 10 cycles left. might be one of the last chances to look for more allies and opportunities. Welcome back from the ad break, everybody. The Explorer lady liked us. So. Got a poet. Hi, Perry. What the... You're an angel. Dear God. Yeah, you're definitely an artist. What a nice home. Did you like the cosmic poem I sent you? Yes, thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome. Let it sink in. It'll grow on you. Look at the nails. I know, right? Nice. So... To what do I owe the pleasure? Shh. Let it sink in. Inside your mind, there's a kaleidoscope. It's still sinking. Refracting every possible path. Pay attention. Well? And I am the road keeper. Powerful, huh? Look, I don't want to be rude, but I normally enjoy this kind of weird game, but we're a bit swamped at the moment with the coming elections. So what can I do for you? I want to support your cause! Oh, okay. Not from our coven, though, right? Why did you decide to support us? Unlike your team, I'd like for you to be in power. Thank you. What is it you find interesting about our program? The vibe. I see. And what were you thinking of in terms of support? Why, a cosmic poem, of course. Oh, I heard they're all the rage amongst younger witches, right? Yes. And soon amongst every witch once I managed to break through their sour skepticism. Cosmic poetry is not just about words. They're thought-birthing spells, but they can only penetrate welcoming minds. Okay, so that's why it wasn't doing anything for me, I guess. Unlike traditional art, they need your consent to make an impact. It's the most ethical form of creation. Okay, interesting concept. And you're saying you'd like to compose a cosmic poem to boost our campaign? That's it. I would only require 5 units of each element. I don't have enough. The optics of buying off a celebrity, though. What? Buying off? What an ugly concept. That's not at all what's going on here. I generally want to support you of my own accord. The thing is, as I said, cosmic poems are actually spells, so they need magic to be crafted. I'm only requiring you to cover the cost of the enchantment, so I won't be making any profit. Sounds reasonable, but I don't have the points. So what is it going to do if I say yes? Meteoric. Wait, there's not enough magic here. Sorry, that's everything I've got left. Oh no, I didn't come here to rip you off, I swear. I'll cover the rest and you can pay off the balance whenever that's a good time for you. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, now, let's compose a cosmic poem. I've heard wonders about your divination. I wonder if we could use it for something avant-garde. Well, what would you have in mind? Instead of actually writing the poem, let's peek into the future to see how it's going to end up. We can skip all the pain of actually pondering every single word. Oh, a paradoxical cosmic poem? If we peek into how it'll look after it goes through all the process of iterations, then we wouldn't actually need to put that work in. Yes, isn't it beautiful? My atoms shake at the mere thought. I dig it, yeah. So, how about we do this? Oh, cosmic poems are composed of 3 important elements. I'd like you to ask the cards to look into each of them. And also, before we get started, please forget everything you know about human poetry. These are spells unbound by language. In fact, everyone receives them in their native tongue. So forget about rhyme, metric, and all that bullshit. This is the real deal. Just powerful ideas. Like a hit tweet. What's a tweet? Oh, you're pre-internet witch, I see. Then, when are you from? I ascended in the early 60s from planet Earth's United States. Right, so like graffiti that you read somewhere and find yourself thinking about again and again. Gotcha. When are you from, by the way? Nowhere, no when? Literally. I woke up inside a collapsed star when space and time stopped making sense. I was never mortal. But I really dig the human vibe. Oh, wow. Is that even possible? Anyway, Cosmic Poems 101. First and most crucial element is the hook. A conceptual gust that pries open your mind. It readies you to absorb the energy of the poem. Second comes the line. The substance, the development of the idea. And third, quite critically, there's the sinker. That's what drives everything home. It seals the deal. Reaches for the depths of your soul and delivers the cosmic poem. Are you following? Hook, line, and sinker. Got it. The idea is to develop a cosmic poem that makes the wishes connect better with your cause. Right, so focus on what inspires you to support us while I shuffle my deck. Oh boy. Resupply. Courage, Alliance, Mercy, Wellness, Guardian, Ego. Muscles burn as you climb a mountain of worship. An invisible whisper that warms your chest. Caress the whalebone pins in your comb. Your throne is made of mirrors. Whoa. Powerful. You bet it caught my attention. Communication, peace, yearning, passion, power. Let's do it as a sinker. Those are the secret steps to bless this world with temperance. Let your love grow. Hands on the cosmic wheel ready to steer. Shit, this sinker is a game changer. I love it. Romani Tales. Thrive on the light of your lamplight. Instead of oil, it burns on curiosity. For a brief instant, every thought escapes their freshly vision, which connects boundless mind, sharing everything that can be felt. Burst into laughter for nothing matters. For the first black hole, there's so much meaning engraved in that. This may turn out to be the deepest poem of my career. I didn't even have to actually write it. Fortuna, this is extremely good. Let me bind everything together in a spell. I can't wait to listen to it. My mind will be welcoming for this. Ready? Your throne is made of mirrors. Thrive in the light of your lamplight. Instead of oil, it burns curiosity. Your hands on the cosmic wheel, ready to steer. This is a masterpiece. Are you feeling it? Oh, I love it. Right? It's going to be a sensation. I'm going to start singing it throughout the universe right now. Yes, please. It totally conveys what you're doing here. Trust me. I'm out. Good luck with the rest of the race. Thank you for coming and for the poem. Alright, 2 people are back. 8 cycles left. How this works, I extracted this energy from my peppers. Good. Maybe a bit spicy, I hope you like it. I'm back from my spy mission. I found something a bit worrying about our friend Jasmine. Presumably with the best of intentions, but still quite unethically in my opinion. Jasmine has been adding some performance enhancers to her mixtures. Trying to make Adina happy, life easier for her sisters. She's been spiking the dry leaves and other infusions she's provided the coven with. It was all with the purpose of helping others meet their quarterly controls, but still to do so covertly. Apparently, some witches discovered that their mixture has been altered, but Jasmine apologized and asked them to keep it hushed up, promising she wouldn't do it again. If we reveal this in a debate, I'm sure it'll cause quite the damage. But it may damage your friendship, too. In any case, here's the info. It doesn't hurt to know more about our rivals. Ugh. I don't like him doing shit anymore. He's up to trouble. You. One last run for allies. Yeah, the novices all like me. The warriors are still for Dahlia. The explorers like me. The oracles like me. The academics like me. Promote our program. to the oracles. Let's see what happens. I don't think he's going to get back in time. And we've been at this election the whole day. I'm gonna go a little bit longer today. I suspect we might not hit the end of this, but rest for a bit. Standing ovation. You switch bodies with your sister and go to meet one of her lovers. The man takes you to a fancy dinner of oysters and crawfish. You drink a bottle of white wine and make love on his boat. Following morning, you discover you've switched bodies with the man and you are alone on the boat, lost in the middle of the ocean. Interesting. Power from my dreams. Dahlia's team is going around promoting the wonders of spreading Adina's remains and welcoming more witches. The novices were especially into this. And some explorers, even some producers, saw the benefits in increasing their workforce. Let's not let down our guard with this. It may cost us the race. Your throne is made of mirrors, thrive in the light of your lamplight. Instead of oil, it burns on curiosity. Your hands on the cosmic wheel, ready to steer. Wow. You're a cosmic poet now? That collaboration with Ragam Marie is making every novice crazy. It's inspiring sisters in every demographic, really. Really? I'm so happy. Great job, Fortuna. And remember, your hands on the cosmic wheel, ready to steer. Shut up. So the novices all love me, the producers like me a lot, the warriors are still staunchly Dahlia, but some of them do like me. All the explorers are me, the academics are me, the oracles are mostly me. 7 cycles left. Yeah. I found someone who could help us. She'll pay you a visit. She's the sensorial witch. She can affect perceptions and sensations of beings, conjure hallucinations, induce synesthesia, and even grant extra senses humans don't usually have. She seems to be a bit anxious about the current climate in the coven. Not sure what'll come out of this meeting, but I've sent her your way. There's no point in looking for more allies at the moment. I don't know what I would need energy for. Sure, I'll get you some energy. I'll be back. Oh, geez, that's going to take a while. Let's get some more sleep, and I can get energy from my dreams. Cosmic Wheel, baby. During laundry, you fall off your balcony and land in a pool made of pizza. You eat your way out. You manage to exit the pool, but the pizza was so delicious you decide to jump back in for a second round. Man, I'd love that dream. Hi, kitty. I got to talk with one of your partners recently and told me we could probably help each other. I don't have any clear political leanings, but maybe there's a way to use my powers to make life better for all your sisters during these trying times. I don't know. Let me know when it's a good time to visit. Now. Come now, please. Oh, I like the hat. Hey! All witches are beautiful. Meet every witch. Nice. Hi. Hello, welcome. This place is so cool. Thanks. Wouldn't mind being imprisoned here. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Right off the bat, my big mouth ruining everything. That's alright. It's my personal curse, always making things awkward. Really, don't worry. I'm awkward in my own way, too. Ah, okay. Let me tell you, you wouldn't like spending 200 years here. I'm so sick of these walls. Oh, I know. Let me make up for it. Better? Where did everything go? Don't worry, everything's still in its place. I just altered our senses. Well, I love this. I wish I could do this. Would have made being exiled so much easier to bear. Funny you mention that, because I came to see you precisely to discuss my talents. What's the matter? Well, sensorial magic makes a great party trick, but beyond that, I feel pretty useless. No, it's super cool. Yeah, but cool doesn't earn you much respect in this community. And I understand why. I mean, I can't affect reality in any way. After several centuries, I've come to terms with it, really, but from time to time, imposter syndrome kicks in. What? Is that really a thing witches can feel? Like, I mean, you're a witch, you're immortal, and can fly across outer space. There's no doubt about you being a witch. Yeah, but you know what I mean. I'm a one-trick pony. And that trick isn't really going to have any impact on the cosmos, literally. I don't see it like that, but I can't possibly understand. You're the one who's been struggling with this for centuries. No need to pity me, though. I mean, I have a pretty good life, magical frustrations aside. Oh, not at all. From my perspective, your powers are incredible. Thank you. What about you? How do you feel about your powers? You're an oracle, right? I'm pretty comfortable with them. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I mean, I was into divination even before I ascended. It's second nature to me. That's so cool. I wish I could feel so in sync with my talents. Actually, I came to see you about that. I've heard wonders about your new decks. I wanted to ask if you could help me to find a way to make myself useful. Sure. What do you have in mind exactly? I want to find a way to make an impact on the future of the coven. Like, I can't physically alter anything, but my illusions help our sisters in a substantial way in these times of change. I understand. Focus on your fondest memories of experiencing your powers while I shuffle my deck. Don't be a fire card. Don't be a fire card. Don't be a fire card. Cosmic Wheel! Hell yeah! All the choices. Making everyone visualize the worst thing that could happen. Why is that choice number one? Making everyone envision what a more powerful version of themselves would be. Allow every witch to perceive the utopic version of every candidate's program. Project the kind of experiences we'd access if we were welcome and befriend more witches into our coven. Help every witch put themselves in their sister's shoes. Oh, I like that one. I do need more fire and earth energy, though, so... This one. I'm going to go with this one. Put themselves in their sister's shoes. Oh? You sent your magic to allow witches to experience other witches' existences. Or however reading this inspires you, really. Oh no, it's a fantastic idea. I feel a surge of purpose running through my veins. A coven-wide, ultra-empathetic experience. This can only be a good thing. It's going to bring peace for sure. That's what I call making an impact in this cosmos. Yeah, thank you so much, Fortuna. Oh, there you have it. That's it? Easy as that? Yep, I'm sorry there aren't any fireworks or anything. No, I mean, I'm very impressed. I love how straightforward it is. Plus, the art in the cards is super cool. I'd love to see more of them. I may become a regular. You're welcome to come back anytime you want. Yay! I'm gonna head out now. I'm eager to start exploring the new purpose the cards have shown me. Go get them. Thanks! Oh, congrats on that poker catch, Subtle. Okay, 2 people are back. No dice. I didn't manage to find any more opportunities for us. I'm afraid this is it. Let's focus our efforts on other fronts. I didn't meet with some of the Oracle Witches. Super mysterious. I put special emphasis on your good heart and how you've helped me. They seem to like the idea of having a kind Oracle as their leader. Okay, so the novices love me. The producers like me. The warriors are split. The explorers love me. The academics love me. The oracles are 100% on my side. So I have all of the novices, the explorers, and the oracles. Jeez. That's like 50 witches. A full 75% of the coven supports me. Okay. Just harvest some energy. You, harvest energy. Oh god, he takes a while. and sleep until at least Patrice comes back. Romani Tales. Some men in crimson suits are following around the city. You hide yourself in a diner and order a cherry coke. A beautiful old woman sits next to you and offers you her handkerchief. You smell it and fall in love. Yeah, you did win one. You did great. Surprise. Our sisters have been putting themselves in the shoes of every candidate, and they understand how stressed and tired we all are. So they decided to send a care package to every candidate as a thank you for our efforts. Here's your shirt. Oh, it's a bunch of energy. Oh, so nice of them. Thank you. Jasmine's going after academics now. She's outright selling fear about how our system is going to lead to chaos and the degrading of our sisters' well-established values. Whatever that means. The thing is, the oldest witches are buying it up. Let's stay on our toes. I can't believe you have someone as talented as me harvesting energy. Here you go. This is the witch equivalent of being the coffee guy. Alright, promote our program to the academics then. Fortuna, wake up. Are you alright? Open your eyes. Don't leave us, please. Interesting. Final chapter, reality check. It's terrible. No, all the stats are bad. I'm sorry, Subtle. Not Subtle, Aravi. Fortuna! Fortuna, talk to us. What happened? What were you thinking walking to the ocean like that? I drowned? Were you trying to kill yourself? What's all this about becoming a witch? Back off a bit, Patrice. She's probably going through some kind of crisis. It's alright, Fortuna. We're here for you. What? Everything's alright. You're safe. We're your friends. Seriously? What the fuck is going on? You're still in shock. We'll take you home, make you a warm drink, and talk through this, okay? Don't do this to me, Fortuna. Alright? Okay? What's going on? We should get back to the asteroid, Patrice. What? Oh no, she's lost it forever, Ava. Deep breaths, everyone. Did I travel back in time? Oh, come on. No, sweetheart, you haven't traveled back in time. Where do you think you've come from? Outer space, centuries in the future? Ah, and how is that possible? I'm a witch. Stop it, don't enable her fantasies, Ava. It's not a fantasy, you're a witch too. Wake up, Patrice. You're a cosmic cartographer. Oh no. For the love of God, what are you saying, Fortuna? Okay, let's not panic. This'll pass, it's just some kind of stress-related crisis. I believe we'll be able to better help if we ask her about her predicament. I'm sure there must be some truth hidden in the witch fantasy. You sure? Worth a shot. Okay, you take the lead. This is too much for me. Okay. Fortuna, can you tell us more about your witch coven from outer space? Sure. We're about 100 witches. Our coven is one of the most respected in the magic community. Just recently, our leader died, and we were in the process of electing a new one. Okay. Tell me more about these elections. I was running for leader. Oh, that's very cool. What are your plans for the coven? To undo the damage our last leader caused. Oh, wow. You must really hate that person, right? Huh, this is getting weird. Why do you say that? I'm just trying to help you. Fortuna, wake up. They're messing with you. Ooh, he's got a face there. Look at that. I'm here. What happened? I found you eyes rolled back, mumbling to yourself. I was trapped in some kind of illusion. Someone tried to make me believe I'm not a witch, that it was an illusion from before I ascended. Oh shit, they kept asking about the political race. Did you disclose any sensitive information? I kind of told them I was planning on undoing everything Adina did. Oh well, that's bold, but perfectly legit, I'd say. I guess so. Very well. Crisis avoided. I'll get back to doing my thing. Stay strong. We're almost at the finish line. I hope this works. I extracted this energy from my peppers. It might be a bit spicy. I hope you like it. Ugh. What's interesting is the fire contract I made is going to destroy the coven, and I know this. I'll just rest for a bit. So how's the fire contract going to shape into this? Transhumanism. You work at a gas station cleaning the windshields for customers. You spot a little white dog inside of a van while working on it. You bark at the animal, and the dog, scared, jumps out the window and escapes. The customers blame it on you, and you're fired. It works. Energy from my dreams. Blue Lagoon. You're old and surrounded by 11 kids. They're all orphans from different planets you decided to adopt. You're teaching them to play a very complex board game about witchcraft. All of them fall asleep mid-explanation. You feel disappointed. The favorite. Your team's ahead by the end of the political campaign. Okay, time's up. We did everything we could. We're the favorite in the poll, so things are looking good for us. Great job. Let's not count our chickens yet. In a couple of days, the whole sisterhood will get together at the House of Cosmic Providence. There, every party will get to debate our coven's future. Not only that, but every sister also has the right to speak and will be able to express their hopes and concerns. Pretty much anything can happen there. Have you ever been to the House of Cosmic Providence? I've only seen it from the outside. It's pretty intimidating. I've been told I've been inside for some dealings, but never for an official assembly of the sisterhood. I'm nervous too. The thing is that inside its main hall, time holds still, so the debate can go on for hours, days, or years if necessary. Oh no. The rule is that no vote should be cast until every sister has a chance to say their piece. Then after everything's said and done, we will all vote. And the House of Cosmic Providence will release its hold on time so that fate can unfold normally. Well, we've come this far, we might as well do the whole dance. Campaigning is now banned until the assembly, so take some time off, enjoy a bubble bath, or whatever it is you do to blow off steam. For me, it's going to be wine and sex fairies. Patrice, again, too much information. Oh, shut up. Congratulations on getting to the finish line. Let's meet at the doors of the House of Cosmic Providence in a couple of days. Finish chapters 7. Come on, this one is super easy. What is she doing? Some clue, maybe? The character is legendary. They're known for never giving up. Alright, I think you're... Wile E. Coyote? What? No? Who's that? I know! I know! What's the name of that famous Earthling? Ah, yes. Lady Gaga! What? Lady Gaga? Who's that? A pop star from the 2100s, I think. I don't know. She's the only historical figure I know from Earth. Okay, we're in completely different worlds and eras. This wasn't a good idea. Fortuna, you should know this character. Tell me already. There's no way I can guess it. Ahab! Ahab? Yeah, from Moby Dick. Look at me with the harpoon and everything. That's impossible. I didn't even know what the main character from Moby Dick was called. No? Bah. Forget it. Magic brownie should be ready to eat anyway. Up for some tea and some smiles? Alright. I'm ready, ma'am. Oof, you shouldn't make them so delicious. Always end up having one too many. They pair with the tea so well. I'm gonna want a literal ton to take out later. I figured as much. I've already prepared a survival kit for you. I'll help you carry it to your asteroid later. Much appreciated. Hey, Fortuna. How come you never got a familiar? It's so lame every time you write just to get, like, an envelope with a message. It's one of the best parts of which correspondence is getting to pet each other's familiars. I was wanting to bring that up too, yeah. I don't know. I have serious trouble with commitment. Like, this living being, I need to think about feeding them and taking care of them. But now that you're going to be exiled for Millennium, wouldn't it be good to keep you company? We don't need to talk about this if you don't want to. No, it's alright. I guess I wouldn't want to keep any sentient being in prison with me just so that I don't feel alone. Fair point, you've always been so empathetic. I don't think empathy is what's going on here. I'd say it's the opposite, how egotistical and self-centered I am. Hey, where's that coming from? I'm not looking for pity, I accepted it so long ago. Don't worry. Fortuna. Hey, I know. You had to get a familiar. What would you want it to be like? Something weird like a chocolate golem, eerie like a sentient eye. A super intelligent crow. I never would have guessed. Why super intelligent, though? Because all crows are super intelligent? Duh. I imagine its wings with eye patterns like a moth's wings. Ooh, that's super cool. Well, I'm totally seeing it, yeah. Where am I going to find a specimen like that? I'll keep an eye out in case I can get you one when you come out of exile. Feel bad capturing something so beautiful, though. But I'll look for a familiar when I'm free, I promise. Cool. Friends, my brownies are kicking in. And they're making me feel like philosophy. Oh no. Oh yeah, here we go. Listen, have you ever considered why men can't become witches? Men have too much privilege. It's our superior emotional intelligence. Maybe it's a biological thing. Maybe the cosmos is unfair. Birds fly and fish can live underwater. That's just how the state of reality. Maybe we know that birds can fly and fish can breathe in water because of evolution took them there through natural selection. There's no explanation as to why women and non-binary people, no matter if they're human, deerfolk, or any other species, are the only ones able to ascend. Touche. It's because men are the fucking worst then. Jeez, I'll never understand how men got to be so awful on your home planet. Jasmine comes from the 19th century. From what I know, it was fucking nightmarish. Women didn't even have the right to vote. Huh. And that was just a symptom of how much they saw us as inferior. You sure you don't want us to invade your home planet and institute a matriarchy? Let's do it. No! We're on a path in human society. Well, they're on a path. It's not our fight anymore. Slowly but surely, women are turning it around. My offer still stands if ever you want it less slowly and more surely. Oh yeah, nice. Really nice. Are you high, Jasmine? Congrats on the Magikarp. Yep, aren't you? Yes. Let's dance. Oh! Jasmine, have you been learning new moves? Yes. Woo! Should we put some music on? There's music already. The planets are singing. Oh! Sure. Oh, they're all high as a kite. I'm gonna miss you so much. Aww. Fortuna. I love you. Love you too. I love you so much. Hang in there, 40. What did you just call me? Ah, finally alone. Yeah, it's been too much having so many people in here all of a sudden. Yes. Plus, I missed you. You missed me? I never left. I miss talking to you, just the two of us. I miss you too, Abramar. I don't want to be toxic and hoard you for all myself or anything, but I was jealous of all those witches visiting you while I had to remain hidden. What's going on? Why are you getting this cloying? The end is near. What end? You will soon hate me. Why, what are you going to do? Activate the fire seal. You swore to sacrifice your whole coven. This whole race may have been pointless to begin with. True, I knew the moment would come to pay would come sooner or later. Do I try and break my promise? Sacrifice the coven. That could mean a bunch of things. There's no way around this? No. I can't evade my responsibility. I can't resist you in any way? You can always try to destroy me. But right now, you're not at a level where you can dispel me. You can't get rid of me, not even with your deck. What happens if you decide to spare me? I will never do that. It goes against my nature, my purpose, my entelechy. The Cosmic Wheel would erase me from every universe since I wouldn't be Abermar anymore. My energy would be repurposed into something new. Don't you feel like being born anew? No. I am Abermar. I want to be Abermar. Okay, okay. Don't even joke about that. Please, you need to pay. I understand. I'm sorry. It's only natural to want to rebel against the one who's taking something precious from you. I don't think I will ever hate you, though, no matter how much you loathe me. You really are special, Fortuna. I will treasure our time together, no matter what happens. I'm happy I met you, despite everything. Hate me or not, you're getting what you wanted. Tomorrow you'll leave this asteroid at last. How are you feeling? I feel... sad? Oh. It doesn't make any sense, I know. All this time I've been longing for freedom, and when I'm about to reach it, I feel sad. Haven't you ever felt sad after achieving something it took you so much time to accomplish? Sorry, can't relate. We behemoths don't achieve, we just make things happen. Of course you do. I don't know, Abermar. My only hope is to gather enough strength to build a life that I can enjoy from this point onwards. Whatever the case, I sincerely hope you enjoy the rest of your existence to the fullest. Thank you. And speaking of enjoying ourselves, this is probably our last night together on this asteroid. You're not coming back to this life, so make all the cards you want, enjoy some books, lay in bed. When you're ready, let me know, and I'll let you ride on my back to the House of Cosmic Providence. What, I'm getting to ride you like a cosmic shrimp? What? You didn't just call me a shrimp. Sorry, I've been thinking about it since the moment I first saw you. I've heard lobster before, but shrimp? Come on, show some respect. Sorry, oh magnificent lobster. Shut the fuck up. Take your time and then I'll fly you to Congress. Aye aye. And that's a save point there. So it is time to bid this stream adieu. Let's go find somebody to raid. What we got? People playing Fallout. Somebody's doing Hades 2. Somebody's doing Stellar Blade. I don't have anybody that is really high up on my list that I like to visit often. Let me check and see if anybody's going to be going live soon. Why is that? Oh, that's why. I'm like, I went to go check social media and I have an image that came up. Oh, because I had looked at that image. Yeah, let's raid this person. They're a friend of a friend. So, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a good time with Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. We are definitely hitting the end next time. And, yeah, we're going to be doing some Hades 2 tomorrow. I'm going to be changing it up from Zelda, in case you missed that from earlier. So let's get the raid started. And as a reminder, I do have my content up on YouTube, including clips and VODs of Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. Those are starting to go live. I will have so much fun with Hades Aravi. I also have a Discord that we are slowly trying to grow. So if you want to hop in there, check it out. Pretty cool place. And then I also have all of my socials on this link here. So you can click any of those links, check out those places, and it's a good time. But anyway, I'm going to get going, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I'll see you tomorrow for some new game time. Bye-bye.